It's time to rally in the valley. It's Matsu Miners Baseball, and Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard have it for you next on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Welcome into the Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's the voices of the Miners, Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard.
Pitching dominance has continued to be the story for the Matsu Miners. The staff baffles opposing hitters night in and night out, holding a team earning run average of 1.37 for the year. That remained the case last night in Chugiak, but the effort by Zach Warren was matched by opposing pitcher Connor Menez. Menez worked 6 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 9 hitters while allowing just 2 hits. The Miners were shut out for the first time this season in the 2-0 loss to the Chinooks. Tonight, the Miners look to get back on track and extend their lead in the NL division of the ABL. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. You're now inside the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. I'm Kyle Howard alongside my broadcast partner, Kevin Peel. A tight division race is on our hands, and we're just a few minutes away from getting its continuation on. Last night, the Matsu Miners hitters experienced a sample of what opposing hitters have been dealing with all season long. The Miners were able to just get just 3 hits and were unable to bring home a run the entire night. Kevin, what adjustments do the Miners need to make tonight to get the offense back on track?
Well, last night, I think, was an interesting case for the Miners because they faced Connor Menez, who was so effective all night long and really baffled hitters. Now, Zach Warren did a very similar thing to the Chinooks. He only gave up 1 run. The bullpen only gave up 1 run against the Chinooks. But when you look at it, just be patient up there and maybe see the ball a little better. Coming out of the hand, it's really difficult when you have a guy like Connor Menez throwing with that curveball that he had, which was really on. So was Warren's. They both were throwing that curveball with such effectiveness. And in talking to Matt Greeley, he really saw that last night that they were both on in terms of that. And it's really hard for a hitter to see the difference between a 94-mile-an-hour fastball and probably a 75, 80-mile-an-hour curveball. So it's going to come down, I guess, to seeing the ball a little better and just trying to put the ball in play as much as they can. They struck out a lot last night. That's really not been a problem for the Miners early on in this year. We haven't really seen that so far, but last night it was a bit of an issue. They did strike out a lot, so they're going to have to try and shore that up.
And as you mentioned, it was a tough time scoring runs last night. That's been the case recently for this team as manager Ben Taylor has elected to make a few changes to the batting order, which we'll bring to you in just a few moments. But the skipper mentioned to us today that he might make the change that the team's offensive approach to the plate. Kevin, what should we expect for the Miners' offense in the coming days?
Well, one thing we're seeing is a change in the batting order, but also the style of what this team is going to play like. Maybe some small ball to try and get the bats going with some bunting, moving runners over. Those sorts of things could be happening in the next couple of days. But then again, if this team came out and looked like they had a pretty good batting session today, if they're able to translate that to the game and start hitting with a lot of power, maybe they won't have to play that way. And maybe if they start to string some hits, they won't have to play that way. But that is kind of a backup option that could be put in place, and it can be in any circumstance. But really what the skipper's looking to do is get that offense going any way he can, and that small ball could be one of the ways that we see them try and work those bats towards where we know they're at, because we know this is a very talented batting order, and I'm sure the players are maybe a little bit frustrated with themselves and how they've performed not as well as they would like. So they're definitely going to do what they can to try and create a strategy for this team that gives them confidence and is able to bring in runs and help promote wins for this team.
But as you said, only time will tell to see if they have to go that route or if tonight maybe they bring the bats out and are able to plate quite a few runs. We'll see how that one shakes out. And tonight the Miners turn the ball over to right-hander Kyle Simons. Simons pitched 6 innings of 4-hit, 1-run baseball in his last start on June 19th in Anchorage and also worked a scoreless inning of relief on Saturday night against the Chinooks. What does Simons need to do to keep the success on the hill tonight against the Chinooks?
Well, he had a very good start in Anchorage, which gives him a lot of confidence bouncing into his start. I'm sure he's had chats with the other pitchers on this staff who have faced the Chinooks and have experience facing them, talking to guys like Eli and like Calvin and like Zach Warren to try and gauge what sorts of things to pitch in situational pitching. And I think that he has had those conversations. I would expect he has, and he's been able to take away some important things from those conversations with other pitchers and the pitching coach, Matt Greeley. I expect a confident Kyle Simons to come out to the hill tonight and pitch well. This is a team that was really frustrated with themselves after last night's loss. It was not really good for them in terms of the hitting. Then they didn't support Zach Warren as well as they maybe could have with the bats, and this team feels that they have a lot to prove, I think, now with having a performance like that. And I think that not only does a loss like that kind of get your head in check, so look to things of which we're struggling at and what we need to improve on, but also gives you confidence for the next night to try and come out and erase what was a bad game and one that they really would like to forget about. But this team does have a short memory. They've always done well with that. They only have 1 2-game losing streak on the season. So this is a team that has done well with those sorts of things all year.
And they have bounced back pretty well so far this year. We'll see if they're able to do so tonight. We're in Palmer, and it's City of Palmer Day tonight. We'll give you some more information about that when we come back. But first, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll also have the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, the pregame profile of Miners shortstop Tyler Wolf. Stay tuned to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome to the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. Kyle Howard here with you. Next to Tyler Wolf today, the shortstop for the Matsu Miners. How you doing today, Tyler?
Good. Yourself?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for sitting down with us today.
No problem.
You had a couple off days this week. How'd you spend those?
Just exploring Alaska, going on some hikes and worked a pancake breakfast and just kind of getting to know the area.
Just so far, you've gotten obviously the other night we went out with you to go hike out of Hatcher's Pass. How did you enjoy that? You got to the top there. How did you enjoy that?
Unbelievable. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Just the views from up there and just kind of the hike to get up there even itself was a lot of fun.
Sure, and come out here from Kansas State where you're at prior to this, and you got a call a couple days before, I understand. What was that call like getting out here? You're going to come out to Alaska for the summer.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I didn't really know. I knew there were a couple different spots that I was going to be headed for the summer. It was either out east, go to Cape Cod, or North Carolina, or Alaska were the main three. Coach called me and was like, hey, you want to go to Alaska? I was like, sure. Probably never go if I don't go now, so might as well.
Absolutely. And what's your favorite thing to do out here so far that you found in the brief time you've been here so far?
I'd say mine is the hiking. Just going and exploring spots, climbing up a mountain, and just looking at the views.
Sure, and you've been an offensive tear at the plate of recent, a .333 clip over your past 4 games. How's it feel to be swinging the bat so effectively recently?
Feels a lot better. I'm struggling early, but hopefully starting to find a groove now.
You get the game-tying hit earlier in the season also with the ninth inning with 2 outs. How did that feel? And have you ever had an experience like that where you've been able to tie the game with 2 outs in the ninth inning?
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. I've definitely had that before. It's a lot of fun. I mean, good experience. And sometimes you come up in a lot of those situations in your career. I've been in plenty where I've gone both ways, gotten the hit or gotten out. So it's a lot of fun to be on that side of it, though.
And how are things with the team getting to a good, obviously 12-4 right now, a good standpoint, but how are things as far as getting along with everyone, and how have you guys growing as a team, I guess?
I think it's awesome. We got a lot of good guys on this team, a lot of guys that really kind of mesh together, make it a lot of fun, which is, especially for summer ball, we need to have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And thank you for sitting down with us today, Tyler. Good luck to you this afternoon as you take on the Chinooks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be back in a moment with the starting lineups today. Tyler Wolf sitting down with us again. We thank him for doing that. This has been the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. We'll be back with more of it in a moment. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's baseball time in Palmer as the Matsu Miners are out on the field ready to take their first warm-up pitches here as they are set to take on the Chinooks tonight. City of Palmer night tonight as well, so big crowd we expect on hand tonight as this NL Division rivalry continues. These two teams separated by about 20 miles, the Chinooks are, and they're on their way out here tonight. They got a 2-0 victory over the Miners yesterday. That was the first time they'd beaten the Miners all season long. Looking to do the exact same thing tonight, though. We'll go ahead and give you the first starting lineups first for you. As leading off and playing left field is Jacob Probst. Batting second and playing right field, Braxton Wilkes. Batting third in the DH tonight is Matthew Ferruto. Playing first base tonight and batting cleanup is Michael Staudinger. Catching tonight and batting fifth is Tyler Boxwell. At second base and batting sixth is Will Bass. David Morton will play center field. He'll bat seventh tonight. Hunter Hanks will play shortstop and he'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing third base is Patrick Cromwell. And I'll give you the defensive alignment for the Matsu Miners tonight. Across from right to left now in the outfield. Right field is Brick Paskowitz, and center field Alex Caruso. Vance Vizcaino is out in left field tonight. And across the infield, Connor Wanhanen getting the start at first base. It's the second start this year and third different position he's had this year as well. To start his opening game here, just gets to start again there tonight. Jake Schleppenbach at second base tonight. Tyler Wolf at shortstop. Niles Nygaard is at third base. And your battery tonight, J.J. Hancock behind the plate. And right-hander Kyle Simons gets the call tonight. And he gets the start for the Miners, looking to get them back on track. They got a loss yesterday again, 2-0. Another nice performance from the righty, or from the lefty, Zach Warren. Kyle 1-0 on the year in 3 games. One start, of course. Has a 1.63 earned run average with 13 strikeouts and 4 walks. His first pitch, a fastball, gets the inside corner. That's a called strike. And we're underway here in Palmer. 7:01 p.m. Alaska time. Kyle Simons winds and delivers. This one fouled by Brobst. And quickly behind the count is Brobst. Had no balls and 2 strikes. Brobst had a good day yesterday at the plate. Looking to continue that today. Here's the 0-2 from Simons. Curveball on the inside edge. Strike 3 looking. Down goes Brobst, the leadoff hitter, and now one quick out for the Miners righty. And now that'll bring up the second hitter, the right fielder, Braxton Wilkes. Wilkes looking to do damage here, get the first base runner of the evening. Wilkes also pitched some the other day. And he did pitch very well in relief against this Miners team, having quite a few shutout innings to keep this game closest. I was here in Palmer, swinging and missing a fastball, and Simons evens the count 1 ball, 1 strike. On the year, the Wilkes, the right fielder, a 267 hitter with 1 RBI in the year. The line in the 1-1 is a fastball at the belt for a called strike. Evens the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. There gives him a head in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to make that. Outfield and infield straight away here. So Wilkes ready now with it's from Simons 1-2. Slap down the third base line. That's going foul. So now 1 ball, 2 strike count coming. Wilkes calls home, goes to school at McLennan Community College. As he takes a fastball outside, it's a 2-2 count now from the righty. Wilkes batting from the left side against the righty Simons. As Simons delivers home. Chopped down the third base line. It's a foul ball, they say. Home plate umpire Viverito tonight gives a signal down the third base line. There's a foul ball there as Nygaard fielding that one just past the bag, but they say it skipped foul just before that. Home plate umpire Chris Viverito tonight, and on the base pass, David Tompkins. Or make that Tim Davis, excuse me. Swing and a miss on another fastball. Kyle Simons back-to-back strikeouts to start the game. So now Kyle Simons ahead. Gets the first 2 guys swinging. The Miners continue that dominance on the hill this year and striking out. Continue to lead the league in that category.
Simons really picking up where Zach Warren left off. Yesterday, he was able to strike out the first inning against these Chinooks in Chugiak.
Simons trying to piggyback off of that here. First pitch, a curveball, misses low. So a 1-0 count on Matthew Ferruto. Ferruto, a 326 clip coming in. He's driven in 8 runs as well. As Simons winds and fires. And that's a changeup low. 2 balls, no strikes on him. Ferruto yesterday a 2 for 4 day. A good night at the plate yesterday. And here's a fastball to the knees for a called strike. That's the first strike of the at-bat. A 2-1 count coming to Ferruto. Ferruto, the DH tonight. So now with a 2-1 count, Kyle Simons looks in for the sign. He winds and delivers when chopped foul down the third base line and going into the Chinooks bullpen. So that evens the count 2 balls and 2 strikes, so 2 men out here in the top of the first. Still no score here in Palmer. City of Palmer Day tonight. Great night for it. Great night for baseball. Simon's looking in for the sign. Now doesn't like the first sign. He'll shake it off. Now we'll step off. Back onto the rubber goes Simons as Ferruto will now step out of the box. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way in a second. Simons now delivers. Fastball low and away. So now a 3-2 pitch coming. Simons trying to retire the side in order, but Ferruto trying to reach base to keep the inning alive. Simons will deliver the payoff pitch. It's ball 4 down low. So Simons gets the first 2 guys out on strikes, and now he walks the third batter of the inning, Ferruto. And now Michael Stottinger will be the 2-out batter.
Ferruto that time very patient, was down in the count, able to work himself back into it. Simons, all those pitches were close, but he was able to lay off that time and draw the walk.
Here's a pitch. Fastball got the knees for a called strike. It'll be a 0-1 count now. Stottinger, a .259 hitter with 2 doubles and 6 runs batted in this year. Ferruto has 3 stolen bases. He has a short lead at first base as Simon steps off. This one line right back at to Simon. He'll fire on to first base in time, and that'll be the inning. So 2 strikeouts to start things for Simons. He'll walk a batter, but leave him stranded. Head to the bottom of the first here in Palmer. It's no score. So Miners come to bat. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. We're back with Matsu Miners Baseballs. We enter the bottom half of this first inning. No score here in Palmer. And we'll go ahead and give you the starting pitcher tonight, Lucas Hamelink. He's 1-0 with a 1.47 earned run average in 4 games, 3 of those starts. The only one that was not a start was back on June 9th against the Miners. It was a 2-inning outing there. He walked 1, struck out 1, but did not allow a hit or a run. Defensively for the Chinooks tonight, out in right field is Braxton Wilkes, David Morton in center, Jacob Ropes out in left, Michael Stottinger at first, Will Bass at second, Hunter Hanks at shortstop, Patrick Cromwell at third, and your battery of Lucas Hamelink on the mound tonight, and Tyler Boxwell behind the plate. Well, Brick Paskowitz will lead things off. He's playing right field tonight. Here's a first pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. That'll be off the glove of Will Bass. That'll be an infield hit. Good way to start things here. 1 pitch, 1 hit. And the Miners may be in business here with a runner on first base and nobody out.
That time looked like the second baseman, Bass, was shading more in the middle of the hole between first and second, and that ground ball was closer to second base. That time looked like he was a bit out of position. That could have been a ground ball for an easy out, but nice placement there for Paskowitz, and he reaches.
So it brings up Vance Vizcaino now. He's batting second and playing left field tonight. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball down low to him. It'll be Matt Diorio hitting third on the DH tonight. Alex Caruso, the center fielder tonight, bats fourth and cleanup. A little bit of a change there. Niles Nygaard at third base and batting fifth. Connor Wanhanen plays first base and bats sixth. Tyler Wolf at shortstop. That's 7th. Batting 8th and playing catcher is J.J. Hancock. The throw over to first base back safely is Burke Paskowitz. And Jake Schleppenbach, the 9-hitter tonight, he's playing second base. Now a 1-0 count coming to the left fielder Vizcaino. Looking to drive home a run with a runner on first and nobody out here to start the game in the bottom of the first. Hamlin Lake winds and fires. That's a changeup low. Be a 1-0 or 2-0 count now to Vizcaino. Vance, a 273 hitter on the year. 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 7 knocked in for him. Good start to the year for him. Throw over to first base and back safely again is Paskowitz. The infield at double play depth. The outfield relatively straight away. The center fielder David Morton slightly toward the right center field gap. Hamlin comes set. Looks back the runner and delivers home. Line drive, left field. That'll fall for a base hit. Ranging toward his left and fielding on the ground is the left fielder Brobst, but on to second base goes Burke Paskowitz. Back-to-back base hits to start this game for the Miners. And again tonight it's City of Palmer night. Our city is a great place to live, work, and play. Where else do you find the real hometown, small town America we have? And not only that, but just in here in Palmer here, a good place to find just that. Our downtown is pedestrian friendly. Our shops and restaurants are world class, and Palmer people are the friendliest ever. Look around. Your city employees are sponsoring tonight's game, and they're glad to be here with you. So now the batter is Matt Diorio, the DH. High drive, hit back into deep right field. Giving chase is Braxton Wilkes at the warning track. That's going all the way to the wall. Rounding first base, Burke Paskowitz on his way to third base and being pulled up at third base as Vizcaino. The throw comes home. The throw into second base goes into center field. Vizcaino will come around to score. They're going to hold Diorio there. The throw came into Tyler Boxwell, and he fired into center field, so Vizcaino Diorio reaches third base on the throw to center field. The Miners plate 2 runs in the first 3 batters of the game. Score that a single, advance the runner over to second base, and RBI credited to Diorio. The second run comes home on the error by the catcher Boxwell. So 1 earned run, 1 unearned run for Hamlin here. Well, a good start for the Miners. 2 runners cross the plate with nobody out here. Maybe this is the offense they were looking for. Hamlin delivers. Curveball taken on the inside edge for a called strike, and Caruso behind the count. 1 balls and 1 strike. Caruso being moved from the 1 and 2 spots in the order to the cleanup spot tonight. Here's a pitch. Line drive, left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Caruso continues the hit parade. A run comes across the score. Diorio will be the runner there. So give Caruso yet another RBI. That's his 10th RBI this season. The Miners lead at 3-0. Niles Nygaard will dig back in. First appearance of the night for Nygaard. He's a 275 hitter. No home runs, 3 knocked in, but Hamlin having a world of trouble on the hill right now. He's allowed 4 hits and 3 runs, and we're in the 5th batter of the game. Big hit off the bat of Diorio in the right center field gap. Pitch, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Nygaard. It's the infield at double play depth. Hamlin comes set. Looks back the runner at first, and now will deliver the curveball. That's a beauty. Started at the letters and dropped down to about the knees and moved across the plate for a called strike. Really nice curveball there from Hamlin. So he comes set, does the righty. Hamlin from Hillsdale College. So he comes set now, and now he'll deliver. Fastball, line drive, right center field. Guess what? That's going to the gap. They'll cut it off, and the ball gets passed again. Wilkes, they're going to hold him at third base, and Caruso. But the hit parade, hit number 5 here in the inning. All 5 batters have gotten a hit. By far the biggest offensive output by the Miners this season. at least in one inning, that is. And it starts here in the first inning. They have a 3-0 lead. Still nobody out, and they have runners on second and third now for Connor Wanhanen. Wanhanen looking to continue the hit parade here. 3 runs and 5 hits and 1 error already in. As that's going to bring up pitching coach Chris Beck to talk things over. Hamlin certainly not having the start he liked. Coming into the night, it's been very effective on the hill. So 1.47 earned run average, but has already allowed 2 runs already. 2 earned runs. 3 of them total. Certainly, pitching coach Chris Beck wants to make sure everything's in order.
We'll give you some interesting facts and information about Palmer throughout the game. City of Palmer was the first city to incorporate in the borough, 1951, 8 years before Alaska became a state, and 13 years before the creation of the Matsu Borough. This year, the city of Palmer is celebrating its 63rd anniversary. On that count, should be 64th anniversary as a city.
So now it'll be Wanhanen digging in. Now he'll coming set with his Hamlin, ready now to pitch. Ground ball back to second base, shortstop. Make that the run will come around to score. The throw across the infield and out by a half a step, says Tim Davis. So Wanhanen the first out of the inning, but an RBI for Connor Wanhanen. It's 4-0 Miners.
Now batting your shortstop, number 7, Tyler Wolf.
Miles Nygaard on second base. He reached on a double to the right center field gap. So Wolf bats now. Here's the pitch. Curveball at the knees for a call strike. Wolf was our pregame profile today. Attending Kansas State is Wolf. On the year, looking for another hit here. It would be his 9th hit of the year. Here's the 0-1. It's a curveball that misses inside and high. 1-1 count to him. J.J. Hancock sits on deck. The righty-righty matchup here with 1 man out here in the inning. 4-0 already. The Miners on top with just 1 out. As Hamlin steps off and looks towards second base. Nygaard dives back safely. Outfield and infield both straight away. So Miners are trying to tack on another run here with a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. Here's the pitch. Curveball popped out of play. That's going foul. So now, the 1-2 pitch coming to Tyler Wolf. Shortstop waving his bat around. Hamlin comes set. Looks back the runner to second. Now he delivers. Curveball, tried it up high, but couldn't get it to fall. Now it evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the catcher Boxwell will come to have a word with Hamlin on the hill.
Well, the lucky winner of today's program prize will receive a free round of golf at the award-winning Palmer Golf Course.
How many of those runs are earned?
A great round of golf at a great golf course.
Now it'll be a 2-2 count coming to Tyler Wolf. He comes set now as the meeting breaks up. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Ground ball by the left side. The shortstop diving in the hole. Hunter Hanks fires across the infield. A nice play going into short left field. That'll be an out there. So now the runner will have to stay put, and Nygaard is second base.
Now batting your catcher, number 5, J.J. Hancock.
That'll bring up J.J. Hancock now. Hancock comes set now. He's looking for his 4th hit of the year now as the catcher. Hit the ball very, very well in batting practice today. Would certainly like to continue that here in the game now. 2 outs here in the inning, 4 runs in. Miners up 4-0. He squares around a bunt here, and it's going to be bunted just foul here in front of the mound. Good thing for him, though, as Boxwell fielded that quickly and fired in time into first. Hancock taking his cuts now as Hamelink will walk slowly back to the rubber. It's a righty on lefty matchup. Hancock the lefty. With Niagara at a short lead on second, he reached on a double. Also played a run. Here's the pitch. Pop foul, not a play behind home plate. O2 count coming. Here's the 0-2 pitch. The look of the runner back at second base, and Hamelink delivers home. Fastball misses outside. It'll be a 1-2 count. Hancock. Ready with the 1-2 count now. Hamelink looking in. Asking for another sign as he lifts his glove up. Asks for time here now as the umpire. Now digging back in goes Hancock. Here's the delivery. Curveball misses high and away. 2-2 count now to even the count. Four runs already plated. First five hitters got a base hit. That's how the first four runs were scored. Now back-to-back outs with a runner on second base. Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's a swing and a miss. Hancock sets down swing. But Miners get 4 runs on 5 hits to start the game. They have a 4-0 lead as we head to the top of the second. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. We're back with Matsu Miners Baseball's Kyle Simon set to begin his second inning of work. So he gets a ground ball to the left side off the glove of Tyler Wolf. I believe that'll be an infield hit. It skipped off the glove of Tyler Wolf, but the ball hit so hard in the hole, I believe it would have been a base hit regardless. It would have been a tough throw for him to make. See how they scored officially, but either way, it would have been a tough play for Tyler Wolf at shortstop. Simons comes set now and delivers. Swing and a miss. And he's facing now Will Bass, the second baseman. Scored officially here an error on Tyler Wolf, so that's how this inning will start for the Chinooks. They throw over to first base and back safely goes Tyler Boxwell, the catcher. Tyler Boxwell also committed an error in the bottom half of the first inning, throwing a ball into center field that had played a run, but now reaches on an error here in the top of the second inning. Curveball gets the edge at 0-2 count now. Kyle Simon spotted with 4 runs in the bottom half of the first inning to take the 4-0 lead. First 5 Miners batters would get a hit. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for them. Simons delivers a fastball way outside, a 1-2 count on him now. That's looking to drive home that runner on first base. It's a 183 hitter on the year. A double and a triple in that. It's the ball down low in the dirt. Diorio couldn't find it, but able to gather is standing on first base still. Remains catcher Boxwell. So now here comes a pitch from Simons. Ground ball back to short. Tyler Wolf will have an easy play on to second one. On to first, not in time. Connor 100 made a nice stretch at first base, but Will Bass has a lot of speed over there. He just beats that one out. So this time a routine ball hit to Tyler Wolf. He's able to play at second base. Block tried to make a quick turn, but couldn't quite get it there in time. So now 1 man out. A runner stands on first base on the fielder's choice. That's now time for David Morton, the center fielder, to step up. Morton, a 207 hitter. He's driven in 2 runs and walked a couple times this year as well. And for a throw over back safely goes Will Bass. Bass with a lot of speed at first base. The fastball taken outside for a ball. See if Bass might be off and running. He's a lot of speed over there. Maybe try to get a runner in scoring position. He has 6 stolen bases in 8 attempts this year. Fastball at the knees, call strike. That'll even count at 1 ball, 1 strike to him now.
Yeah, Will Bass has really struggled to reach base in this series, but reaching this time on a fielder's choice, he'll take it, gives them a chance to try and get back into this ball game.
The throw over to first, they've got Bass picked off. He's in a rundown on to second base. Now back over to first base, and Juan is going to chase him down. We'll tag him with his bare hand, and Tim Davis says he got him with the baseball. So caught stealing for Will Bass. They caught him trying to attempt a stolen base there, but a nice pickoff move by Kyle Simons. Erases the base runner. There's 2 men out with a 1-1 count now. So now that'll bring up David Morton again. The 1-1 count on him. Trying to get a base runner here. Swing and a miss on him on a change up there. Now it's a 1-2 count. Outfield playing relatively shallow. Infield straight away. As Kyle Simons with a 4-0 lead delivers a 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses away. It'll be a 2-2 count now. What a hit parade it was in the first inning. First 5 batters get a base hit. They plated 4 runs. They'll look to do that again in the second. Line drive, center field. Caruso coming toward the right center field gap, and of course with his wheels he'll track that one down. And that'll end the inning as well. So 1 runner reaches on an error, but he's erased on a pickoff. As we head to the bottom half of the second inning, 4-0 Miners, right here in your Mat2 Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field. 4-0 Miners as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It was a big first inning for the Miners. as everyone but Jake Schleppenbach saw the play. And he's the number 9 hitter and will be leading things off, so they'll be turning the order over pretty quick here in the second. Brick Paskowitz standing on deck. First pitch to Schleppenbach is taken inside for a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count. Something you might not know, the city of Palmer is a home rule city with its own charter. Charter is a foundation document similar to a constitution. There's 12 home rule cities in Alaska. Pitch taken outside for a ball and a fastball. 2-0 count to Schleppenbach now. As a home rule city, Palmer has a greater authority over its own affairs under state law than general law communities have. The 2-0 count coming. Fastball with the letters for a called strike makes it a 2-1 count now. Center fielder David Morton playing toward the right center field gap again. Hamelink looks in for the sign. He'll wind and fire. Curveball, very slow moving. Will move across the plate at the knees now. A 2-2 count to even the count. As Brick Paskowitz stands on deck, he was the one who singled to start the game and came around to score. Here's a pitch. Slap out on the left field line, and that's going out of play. If you're looking for offense, the Miners got it in the first inning. They had struggled, did not score an entire run yesterday at all. They won 1-0 the night before, but how about a big 4 spot in the bottom of the first inning? They're looking to add to that now with Schleppenbach at the plate. Schleppenbach looking for his 5th hit of the year here. And he pops this one fouled on the third base line again. We'll see if there's room for Cromwell in foul territory. He makes the catch as he loses his hat and heads toward the gravel area. So Schleppenbach fouls out here. I'll bring up the top of the order again and Brick Paskowitz, who reached on a single in the first inning and came around to score. Now the outfielder reset. Infield will come in a little bit. Paskowitz again with a single up the middle to start the game.
With how much Brick has been doing lately, it was a much-needed day off for him yesterday and well-deserved, but good to have him back in there in the lineup and leading off tonight.
Hamelink will wind and fire. It's a curveball that misses just high. Paskowitz ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. So 1-0 count coming to Paskowitz, and Hamelink will wind and fire. Fastball misses low. It'll be a 2-0 count now to him. Paskowitz came into the day with a .381 batting average, which certainly raised that with that base hit. Also scored his 3rd run of the year. So he grounds this one to the left side. That's going to be a tough play at shortstop. Hunter Hanks will fire across the infield. That'll not be in time. Throw a little bit offline to Stottinger as he had to come off the bag, but I believe that'll be scored an infield hit as he had to race across the infield. That will be scored an infield hit. How about hit number 2 in just 2 innings for Brick Paskowitz? Things are starting off pretty well for him.
Both of his hits are infield hits, but well-placed infield hits. With all his speed, he was able to put the ball just far enough up the middle in the first inning. Then the second inning, that one too far in the gap between short and third. Nice pieces of hitting by Paskowitz.
Paskowitz with 2 stolen bases on the air with the short lead at first. He starts to go, but stops. First pitch, a ball taken outside to Vizcaino. Vizcaino singled back in the first inning also. He would come around to score on an error on the next batter, Matt Diorio's bat. The ball hit in the right center field gap, and the throw home was offline, and the throw into center field would allow him to score. This one foul back to the screen. Now 1-1 count to Vizcaino. The infield moves to double play depth. The outfield straight away. This was the part of the order that really gave Hamelink trouble back in the first inning. 5 consecutive base hits to start the game. They have 6 on the night now. They throw over back safely as Paskowitz. The ball goes past the first baseman Stottinger, and on to second base will go Brick Paskowitz. So the failed pickoff move will get him on to second base. So now runner in scoring position again. Again, the Chinooks team played quite a while without having an error make that. And they had mighty trouble of that the last couple nights.
Already 2 to Luke Hamelink, who's not helping out his own cause here with 2 bad throws. One in the first, play to run, and now this one moves up Paskowitz 90 feet.
It's a 1-1 count coming. Here it is. Pop back and out of play again. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. So Vizcaíno, waiting the 1-2 pitch. One man out, a runner on second base as the infield breaks up the double play possibility now. Second baseman Bash cheats in, now goes back as tried the hit and run here as Paskowitz on his way to third base. This one popped foul out of play. Paskowitz started to go, and the ball popped down the third base line. He had to retreat, though, as Cromwell gave chase to it. Couldn't get to it, though.
An aggressive technique there with the left-handed batter up in Vizcaíno and sending Paskowitz. The skipper, Ben Taylor, though, does very much trust Paskowitz's speed and intelligence on the base paths. Made the call, whether it was a hit and run or a flat-out stolen base attempt.
So the 1-2 count coming again to Vizcaíno as Pass will back up on the cheat in. Pop down the left field line. The third baseman Cromwell in foul ground will call this one off and make the catch left of the bag. There's out number 2 as Vizcaíno retired a pop out. And that'll bring up Matt Diorio. Diorio got all the scoring started back in the third inning. Hit the ball in the right center field gap that glanced off that was able to go off the wall. He would be held to a single officially in the book, but would reach second base on the throw. Would end up going to third base on an error as the ball was thrown into center field from home plate. And that would bring home Vizcaíno as well. So an RBI, and also a run would come around to score on that error. So now the first pitch to Diorio. They try to pick him off at second base. Nobody there to cover those, but Paskowitz does dive back safely. Diorio having a very good night of it, or a couple nights at least. Had 2 hits yesterday, and now a hit to start this one. So he fouls this one back to the screen. 0-1 count on the product of UCF. He'll take back in now to the DH. Righty and Hamelink against the lefty Diorio. And the 0-1 pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss on a changeup. It'll be an 0-2 count on him now. A lot of room in the left center field gap. As the center fielder David Morton playing toward the right center field gap right now. If he could go the other way with it, he could potentially bring home another run. As Hamelink comes set. Looks back the runner at second. Now he'll deliver home. Fastball outside misses. 2-2 count now. Diorio trying to keep the inning alive with 2 men out. So 1-2 awaits Diorio. Here it comes. Popped up and out of play again. So I keep the count alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like we might have some activity brewing in the Chinooks bullpen briefly. Not quite yet, but there's a catcher getting all suited up in the bullpen, so we might have some activity momentarily. Hamelink has settled down a little bit here in this inning, but did allow a 4 spot in the bottom half of the first inning. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball, gets the edge, and down looking goes Diorio. So a runner left on, 1 hit for the Miners, but Paskowitz is left stranding at second base. We head to the top of the third inning. 4-0 Miners. You listen to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Hunter Hanks will lead things off here in the top of the third inning. A 4-0 lead for Kyle Simons and the Miners. As he'll wind and deliver his first pitch. It's a fastball on the inner edge for a called strike. And ahead in the count is Kyle Simons on Hunter Hanks. Hanks' first at-bat of the evening. On the year, a 137 hitter. So he chops this one down the third base line, charging and on the infield grass and firing across the infield is the third baseman Niles Nygaard. That's an out. So one man out now as the third baseman Patrick Cromwell, the number 9 hitter in this lineup, will step to the plate.
While Simons has had to battle in some at-bats so far against the Chinooks, he's also had his fair share of short at-bats too. That's another one he's able to capitalize on, get the ground out, and one gone here in the third.
Curveball gets the outside edge for a called strike on Cromwell. Here's a pitch. Fastball low for a ball. Excuse me. There's a pitch here. Ground ball to the shortstop. Easy play for Wolf across the infield. He moves to his left and fires in time. That's an out. So that'll bring up Jacob Brobst now. Brobst had a big night last night, but struck out looking his first time up to start the game. A good start for Kyle Simons there in the 2 strikeout first inning. Since then, he's had a 1-2-3 inning in both, or at least in the last inning, and now the first 2 retired here. There's a ground ball right to Wolf again. He fields in the hole and fires across the infield. There's out number 3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Kyle Simons, and we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Still 4-0 Miners as they come to bat in the third inning, excuse me. So Matsu Miners baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It's 4-0 Matsu Miners. And leading things off will be Alex Caruso.
Leading off the Miners' third, your center fielder number 4.
Caruso to dig back in. Caruso with a big start to back in the first inning like that. He would single, come around to score. Also drive an RBI in that first at bat in the first innings. It takes a first pitch strike. Hamelink will wind and fire the 0-1. Ground to the first base side. Stoudinger will take this one easily to the bag. There's out number 1. So Hamelink having a much more success the second time through this batting order. Outside of Brick Paskowitz giving up another single, but so far the next 3 hitters past Paskowitz have been retired after each getting a single his first time up. Niles Nygaard with a double back in the first inning steps in. He was left stranded at second base, though. As Hamelink will wind and fire, the righty against the righty matchup will deliver a curveball that misses outside. That'll be a 1-0 count now. Wind and the 1-0. Curveball popped down the first base line. Will there be room for Boxwell? There will not be. So 1-1 count coming. Nygaard will take back in, the Miners' third baseman. Looking to continue his stellar start to the year. Here's the pitch. Curveball with a lot of movement from Hamelink, and it gets over for a called strike at the knees. There's been one pitch working for Hamelink today. It's been that curveball. Here it comes. There's a ground ball back up the middle. A tough play for Hanks as he falls down in center field to try to throw across the infield, but that's getting away. Past Staudinger goes the ball and on to second base. On the throw, a quick throw, though, by Will Bass. He got to it quickly, fired over to second base. Hunter Hanks covered it up, but on to second base goes Niles Nygaard to make that. So a single for Nygaard, a second hit of the day, and then an error from the shortstop Hanks. A tough play for Hanks at shortstop. He had to go into center field to try to make that play, fell down, and then decided to try to throw it across the infield to try to get Nygaard there. But Nygaard would have beaten it out anyway, most likely, but the ball would sail over Staudinger's head and go to the dugout. And now Nygaard stands again at second base with 2 outs, or 1 out, make that. Fastball outside to Connor Wanhanen. Wanhanen ground to the shortstop and got an RBI, ground out that first time up. That's his first RBI as a Mat-Su Miner. Hamelenko comes set against the lefty Wanhanen. He'll look back to runner second and deliver home. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Hamelink will look second and will throw on to first base, and Nygaard will have to stay put at second. Out number 2 for the Miners. Second time Wanhanen's grounded out today. So that'll bring up Tyler Wolf to shortstop now. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners here in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Hamelink comes set. Looks back at second and delivers home. Fires a curveball and misses inside. 1-0 count coming from Hamelink. J.J. Hancock stands on deck, should the inning continue. Hamelink comes set. Now he delivers home. Fastball right at the knees for a called strike, and Tyler Wolf has a 1-1 count on him now. First time up, he grounded to the shortstop. Looking for a base hit here. Again, his last 7 games has a .333 batting average. Here's a delivery. Curveball, ground to the third base bag. Should be an easy play across the infield, and the throw in time from Cromwell. That'll do things for the Miners in the bottom of the third inning. So 1 more hit for the Miners, but he's left stranded as Nygaard stands on second base and heads back to the dugout now. 4-0 still to score. The Miners are on top as we head to the 4th. Kevin Peel will have the play-by-play action for you. Listen to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network.
It will be 2, 3, and 4 up in the order for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks as they trail 4-0 entering the top of the fourth. I'm Kevin Peel alongside my partner Kyle Howard. That is a ball low to Wilkes. He falls behind in the count, 1-0. Wilkes struck out swinging back in the first. That was the second strikeout of the day reported by Kyle Simons. Swung on and missed. 1-1, they say, is the count on Wilkes. How about a 6-pitch third inning for Kyle Simons? Got 3 ground balls. That's how he got through that inning very quickly. Only lasted a couple minutes as he fouled that one straight back. 1-2, the count on Wilkes. Wilkes, we saw him pitch 5 2/3 innings the other day in relief of Shane Armstrong. That 4-0 win for the Miners in Chugiak. This one popped up and just out of the reach of Nygaard in foul territory, so the count's still 1-2 on Braxton Wilkes. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Simons taking a long look in. And here's the pitch to Wilkes. This one right back to Simons on the ground. He'll flip over to first to Connor Wanhanen, and he is retired. One gone here in the top of the fourth inning. Now bring up Matthew Ferrudo. Ferrudo on the day, 0 for 1. He really found his spot in this lineup with yesterday's performance after being the cleanup the other night on Friday here in Palmer. He went 0 for 4. But yesterday, going 2 for 4 in the 3-hole. May have found a home for the hot-hitting Matt Ferrudo. He's really started to pick it up after a couple rough games at the start of the season. That is a called strike. 1-1 with a fastball from Simons. Big righty out of Texas A&M. Spotted a 4-run lead in that first inning. It's a hit parade. Miners got 5 of their 7 hits so far in the first 5 batters of this game. As that one's fouled away on the ground down the third base line by Ferrudo. 1-2. 3 players picking up RBIs in that inning for the Miners. As Diorio was able to get one, Caruso able to get one, and Connor Wanhanen able to get one as well. Caruso moves ever closer to RBI's leader of the league, Stefan Trosclair. This one's grounded. Tough play for Simon. Slips, throws, and it's just a little wide. That's going to be a tough ruling there, as that was tough play. Nygaard was trying to charge it from third, but it was perfectly placed in between pitcher and the third base bag. Going to be officially scored as an infield hit. Rolling it up on the scoreboard as an error, but it was a tough play. So they will keep it as an infield hit. First hit of the game for these Chinooks, and it was an infield hit by Matthew Ferrudo here in the fourth inning. Simons now from the stretch with a runner on first. First pitch is low, ball 1. Miners in their green jerseys today with the yellow lettering and numbers, white trim. Chinooks in their red jerseys with gray pants. This one lined hard towards left. Vizcaíno has to move back quickly and just a tad bit to his left to make the catch. And he made that catch up over his head. 2 outs in the fourth, and Ferrudo has to stay at first. Now we'll bring up Tyler Boxwell.
Boxwell reached on an error his first time up. That was the first base run of the evening for the Chinooks team.
Miners leading 4-0 here in the top of the fourth. 2 outs. Ferrudo on first after the infield single. That one outside to him for a ball. 1-0. Simons from the stretch is ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is in there for a strike with the fastball. 1-1. Boxwell came into this game third in average on this team as a catcher, although he's played 4 less games than Jacob Broves and Matthew Ferruto, who are directly ahead of him in the lineup as he fouls that one straight back. 1-2. Boxwell is playing in his 11th game today of the season and came in with a 292 average, 7 hits and 24 at bats, and has knocked in 3 on the season. Also coming back strongly from injuries. He fouls that one away, 1-2. He was one of those injured in the loss to the Pilots the game directly before they started this long stretch with the Miners. That was last Wednesday. 1-2 is tossed over to Chuck Ferruto, and he's back in safely. It was 63 degrees and cloudy conditions at the start of this game. Stayed steady here. This one hit well to right field. Paskowitz is on his horse, going back to the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Paskowitz will have to run back to get it. Ferruto is being waved around third. He will head home. It is a double for Tyler Boxwell, an RBI double that plates the first run of this game for the Chinooks, and it was literally inches from clearing the fence. Big shot there from Tyler Boxwell. Give him RBI number 4 on the season. And the Chinooks have cut into this lead. It's now 4-1.
That's about as far as you could hit that ball without getting out of here. That ball at the top of the wall, and a bad break there for Boxwell. Thought it would have a home run there. But for Kyle Simons, very fortunate there. The ball did not leave the yard. Still a chance to get out of it with only 1 run as opposed to 2.
So the Chinooks get one back here in the 4th. That is a fastball on the outside corner that just missed. 1-0. Will Bass was reaching on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning and then was caught stealing. That one in the dirt gets away from Hancock, and over to third will be Boxwell easily as he will trot in over there. Kyle Simons is going to want a new ball. And he'll get it from home plate umpire Jim Shulock, base umpire for today's game, Tim Davis. So now behind the count, 2-0. Will Bass going to try and reach base here. Is the pitching coach Matt Greeley going to come out and have a chat with the Miners righty? Summer's the perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from the Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 for more information today. Looked like Kyle Simons was going to get out of this inning, but left a hanging pitch to Tyler Boxwell, who hit a double off the top of the wall. An RBI double that scored Ferruto all the way from first base to plate the first run of this game for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, trailing 4-1 in this one. Right now, standing a game and a half out in the division to the Miners. They came in at 9-6, 10-8 overall, while the Miners came in at 10-4 and 12-4 overall. 2-0. And this one grounded right back to Simons. It will be an easy play. He'll flip over to first, and that is that. They do get 1 run, though, on the RBI double by Tyler Boxwell, but that's all they can get as Boxwell stranded at third. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Miners lead is just a little less now, 4-1 on the Miners Radio Network. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. And since it's City of Palmer Day here at the ballpark on a cloudy but pleasant temperature evening, fans coming out in droves for this game. It's another great attendance here tonight, as there was 1,211 on Friday's game against the Chinooks, and they saw that 1-0 victory here at Herman Brothers Field. The longest-serving volunteer firefighter for the citizens of Palmer is Linda Akers. She started as a volunteer firefighter in December of 1977. She has given her time and service to our citizens for 38 and a half years. So from Kyle and I, thank you very much for your service, Linda Akers. Lucas Hamling's first pitch, and it's a bunt, and it's a great one. Cromwell's coming on quickly, and he will not make the throw. That one is off the bag. Would have been a close play as Hancock that time. The throw was off, though. Looked like it was going to retire Hancock. Another error on the Chinooks. That is error number 5 of this game.
And again, we talk about this team being very good defensively. It's been a rough 3 games for this team. Last night, just 1 error, but the night before, 2, and here 5 tonight.
And they had 5 in that blowout 13-2 loss against the Pilots on their off day in the middle of this series on the Miners. This one hit well to right center field by Schleppenbach. Going back towards the wall, and it's going to drop in the gap. Jake Schleppenbach will at least have 2. Hancock's getting rounded around third. The throw home is not in time, and J.J. Hancock will score on an RBI double that was absolutely blistered to right center field by Jake Schleppenbach. Ball is flying off the Miners' bats today as they get run number 5, and it's a big one by Jake Schleppenbach, and the 4-run lead is returned to the Miners, 5-1 with no one out here in the bottom of the 4th.
You know, we talked about the bats going to wake up at some point. They've been putting the ball in play seemingly every night, just right at somebody. I think tonight might be their night. They seem to fall in every gap. They've been hitting the ball outstanding tonight. It showed that in batting practice, and again now here in the game. 5 runs already here in the 4th inning.
Paskowitz squares the bunt, pulls back, takes the ball outside. 1-0 the count. Lucas Hamlink now, 5 runs given up, 4 of them earned, and this was a pitcher that came into today's game with a 1.47 ERA. That's going to go up a bit today. Squaring to bunt is Paskowitz, pulling back, and he will take a strike on the outside corner with a fastball from Hamlink. 1-1. Jake Schleppenbach gets another RBI on the season. That's number 5 for him. 1-1 pitches in the same exact spot. Called strike to Paskowitz, 1-2.
And the odd thing about this is his pitch count's not all that high. The Miners have been very successful early in the count so far. He's only thrown 55 pitches here. That's somewhat of a high amount, but we're in the 4th inning. Not a terrible pitch count, but the Miners have been very successful first pitch hitting.
This one's chopped up the middle. Could be a tough play. Throws to first, and Bass does make the play. So 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th. Miners have already plated 1 on the RBI double by Schleppenbach. He's going to move over to third. So runner on third with 1 out for Vance Vizcaino. Already the 3rd at bat of the game for Vance Vizcaino. Had a single back in the 1st and ultimately scored on the error, the throwing error by Lucas Hamlink into center field. And also popped out in the 2nd. So he's 1 for 2. Infield playing in, trying to avoid another run from scoring. These are the most deep fly balls I think we've seen all season in one game. Already 2 to 3 big drives towards that right center field fence. And that wind kind of blowing out that direction at times today. It's taking the ball as Vance Vizcaino 1-0. But right now the wind's kind of died down. So Schleppenbach's double was pure power off the bat. So that one reached the warning track on the fly. 1-0 pitch. Lined hard and foul out of play by Vizcaíno, 1-1. Product of Stetson University. Schleppenbach on third. Miners lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hamlink will take a look in. Now he's ready. And we'll throw that one low in the dirt. 2-1. Missed with the fastball that time. Vizcaíno in the first inning scoring for the 9th time this year. And that one misses outside for a ball. 3-1. So he's way ahead in the count. That bullpen is starting to get warmed up, and they really kind of have to. Hamlink having trouble here in the fourth. Another runner on third, just one out, already one in. This one lined hard and foul right towards the Chinooks bullpen. Count full, 3-2 on the Miners left fielder. Made a hustling play, almost over the head catch, right around his shoulders. In the last inning, to prevent a runner from moving up. 3-2 is grounded back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Vance Vizcaíno will drive in another one as Schleppenbach comes in, and the Miners take a 6-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. RBI number 8 on the season for Vance Vizcaíno. And he'll stand on first with just one out. And that will bring up the number 3 hitter, Matt DiOrio, as the top of this lineup has been absolute money today for the Miners. The manager, Jordan Vieira, is coming out to take the ball from Lucas Hamlink, and that's going to do it for his day. We'll have a new pitcher for the Chinooks, trailing 6-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2 already in for the Miners, and they're still threatening. You're listening to Miners Baseball. As Shane Armstrong is getting ready on the hill, we'll have another City of Palmer fact for you today, continuing the theme of City of Palmer Day here at Herman Brothers Field. The City of Palmer was the first city to incorporate in the borough in 1951, 8 years before Alaska became a state, and 13 years before the creation of the Matanuska-Susitna Borough. This year, the City of Palmer is celebrating its 63rd anniversary as a city. 2 big nights in a row, really, for these 2 teams that they've been able to participate in. Kyle, Military Appreciation Day yesterday, having a lot of military out in the park and some veterans, but also those who are set to deploy in July, the Chinooks had, and that was a really cool event, bringing in the military and having a tribute to all those veterans and those who are about to serve for this country. And then today, at the City of Palmer Day here at the ballpark, really cool events for these players to participate in.
A very interesting night, a great night to come out here, again, as you mentioned last night, to honor the troops and who have done such great things for this country. Tonight to honor the community in Palmer, which has been fantastic to us, I know, at least since we've been here. They've been amazing people. We've been able to meet them a couple times at various events. You're obviously here as well.
First pitch to Matt DiOrio is a ball outside, 1-0. Vizcaíno stands at first after driving in an RBI right before Hamlink was taken out, and that is a strike. 1-1. Shane Armstrong, the new pitcher, pitching in his 7th game. He started 2. Of course, the most recent coming on Thursday, the 25th of June, against these Miners. Pitched 3 1/3 innings in that contest. On the season, Armstrong as a whole has pitched 11 innings, has given up 12 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, has an 0-1 record with a 1.63 ERA. As DiOrio fouls that one straight back, 1-2. And Armstrong, coming into that game last Thursday, had a 0 ERA through his first several appearances and lost that 0 ERA on that night against the Miners in a loss. 1-2 is fouled straight back again by DiOrio, 1-2. Final line on the starter, Lucas Hamling, 3 1/3 innings, 20 batters faced, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, 9 hits, 2 doubles. Had 62 pitches and 42 of them were strikes, just 2 strikeouts for Hamling. No walks, though. The Miners were able to reach via the hit a lot as their bats have been hot today. This one is a hanging curveball, hit well to right center field. Coming over to make the catch is Braxton Wilkes in right field as Vizcaíno will retreat to first. So a pretty long fly ball there. Wilkes catches it. DiOrio's retired. Now 2 outs here in the 4th.
Looked pretty routine out there to right field, but Braxton Wilkes and David Morton, I think, had a little bit of miscommunication and nearly collided out there in center field. And Braxton Wilkes making a jump to catch it at the very end, but did get the out. Now Caruso bats with 2 outs.
Alex Caruso ready for the first pitch from Armstrong, and it is a called strike with a slider, 0-1. 1 for 2 is Caruso's RBI single back in the first and grounded out in the 3rd. The experiment with him in the cleanup role has worked well so far, driving in a run. This one hit to left field, in on the handle. Coming over to make the catches, Jacob Brobst to retire the side, but the Miners get 2 more on the RBI double by Jake Schleppenbach and the RBI single by Vance Vizcaíno to take a 6-1 lead into the 5th. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Mat-Su Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. 1 run on 2 hits and 5 errors for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. 6 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error as we enter the 5th. The Miners leading this game by a score of 6-1. Kyle Simon's going to come back on the hill. He's given up just 2 hits and 1 earned run on that RBI double by Boxwell back in the 4th. But the Miners answered that run with the Chinooks, by the Chinooks, with 2 of their own. First pitch is low for a ball to David Morton, lined out to center in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Simon's ready, and that one is right there for a strike. Fastball above the knees, outer half of the plate. 1-1 to Morton, center fielder out of Xavier University. This one's grounded to third. Should be an easy play for Nygaard as he charges, throws near the pitcher's mound, and gets the out. 3 pitches. That's all Simons needs to retire David Morton. 1 gone in the inning. That'll bring up Hunter Hanks. Hunter Hanks grounded out to third, back in the 3rd inning. Simons had to throw a few more pitches in that 4th inning. Wasn't quite like the 6-pitch 3rd inning that he had, as Hunter Hanks takes the ball inside 1-0. But still a pretty efficient 4th inning. His pitch count in good shape here. Just some long tossing going on in the Miners bullpen, but they lead by 5. This one is lined into short center. Schleppenbach is going to go out on the grass to make the catch. 2 gone quickly here in the top of the 5th. And I'll bring up Patrick Cromwell. Cromwell grounded out to short in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Simons from the windup, and the first pitch is a ball outside. 1-0.
Kyle Simons making quick work so far. Just his 61st pitch right there. Here we are on the top of the 5th inning.
That one's at the knees for a strike. 1-1.
Throwing just 20 balls now. Make that. It's been very pitch effective so far. Getting pitches over for strikes, and it's paying off so far with just 2 hits allowed.
Swing and a miss by Cromwell. Count now 1-2. Playing in his 17th game is Patrick Cromwell. That gives you an idea of how many nights he's out there. Most of them for the Chinooks team. Missing inside 2-2. Only has had 2 days off, as this is the 19th game of the season for the Chinooks. He's everyday guy at third base, a great glove. Still trying to get the bat going this year. Came in at just 159 average-wise. One misses for a ball, 3-2. But Cromwell coming from Santa Ana College, which is home to notable players such as C.J. Wilson and Heath Bell. They have a good staff there. And, of course, the Chinooks do as well here. So he has plenty of time to improve himself as he takes a walk. That time from Kyle Simons.
Just a second walk issued by Simons today here with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Been pitching very well so far.
No walks issued yet for Chinooks pitching, so just the 2 walks by Simons are the only free passes handed out in this game so far. Quick throw from Simons over to check Cromwell, and he's back in safely.
But I'm sure the Miners will take the 9 hits they've gotten to this point as well and 6 runs. Certainly something they've been looking for a while now, and then a good start to the game so far.
That's an off-speed pitch. Looked like a changeup for a strike. 0-1 to Jacob Brobst, who has struck out back in the first looking and grounded out to short in the third. He's 0 for 2. That one's at the knees again, and quickly ahead in the count is Simons 0-2. Wind starting to gust directly towards right field. Pretty strongly. Runner takes off. This one's grounded down the third baseline and foul. Count remains 0-2. Miners up 6-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. 4 runs in the first inning and 2 in the 4th. The lone Chinooks run came in the 4th inning on an RBI double by Tyler Boxwell. 0-2 pitch. Instead, Simons will check the runner, Cromwell, at first, and he's back in safely. Still 0-2 to Jacob Brobst. And here it comes. That one's way inside. Brobst did a good job getting out of the way, though. Like a slider from Simons. 1-2. Still the count on Brobst. Checking Cromwell, gets past Juan Hanen's glove and over towards the Miners' bullpen. And so there's going to be an error there. Charge to Juan Hanen, who was not able to field the throw at first base. And Cromwell's going to move up to second. So another runner in scoring position now for the Chinooks. Actually, the first time this has happened, Ferrudo on that RBI double by Boxwell scored all the way from first. Swung on and missed. Simons ends that quickly as he sets down Brobst on strikes for the second time today. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Miners 6, Chinooks 1 on your home for Miners baseball. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by human error? The Matsu Miners have joined the movement to spread the public's awareness to these dangerous natural disasters. Whatever your reason for lighting a fire is, always do so responsibly. For questions on burning in the Matsu area or to learn how to acquire a burn permit, call 907-761-6338 today or visit www.forestry.alaska.gov, because as Smokey Bear would say, only you can prevent wildfires. Shane Armstrong is ready to pitch as he will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order. Niles Nygaard, Connor Wanhana, and Tyler Wolf in the bottom of the 5th, with the Miners leading 6-1. Curveball, and a nice one from Armstrong. Lands on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Nygaard on the day, 2 for 2. Doubled, as this one fouled back out of play, 0-2. Doubled back in the first inning. He was the last of 5 consecutive hits in that inning. And then also singled back in the third. So his average continues to climb. 0-2, swung on and missed. That curveball that he threw the first pitch, that time put it a little lower, and Nygaard chased it. Strikeout for Shane Armstrong. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Third strikeout today by Chinooks pitching. Last night, a big improvement for the Miners offense. So last night, striking out quite a few times at the plate, well over 10.
And Connor Wanhanen comes up, shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball, 1-0. That one got past Boxwell. Wanhanen had an RBI ground out back in the first, which scored Alex Caruso. That one hit him, and he'll take his base. 1 out base runner. 2 pitches inside from Armstrong, and that one really got away from him, as Boxwell is going to go talk to him for just a moment.
Appears to be all right as he heads down to first base, just tosses his bat out of the way. So appears that Wanhanen is okay over there at first base now as Tyler Wolf digs in.
Another City of Palmer fact for you on City of Palmer Day here at the ballpark. The Palmer Public Library also has some interesting history. The first standalone library building was a converted chicken coop, which opened in 1951. The first story time at Palmer Public Library was in March 1947. As Wolf takes a ball low, 1-0. Baby laps it, and story time for 2 to 5-year-olds happen on Tuesday mornings still here at the Palmer Public Library. Cool stuff. That's a 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back by Tyler Wolf, 1-1. Wolf 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, 1 to short and 1 to third. Other than the RBI double by Jake Schleppenbach, the Chinooks pitching has been able to hold down the bottom 4 of the lineup pretty well today. This one is inside for a ball throw down, but in safely is Connor Wanhanen with a stolen base. As it was a pretty good throw by Boxwell, but Wanhanen had a nice slide. The tag was just a little bit too slow. And the Miners get a stolen bag.
Here comes the first baseman from TCU making an impact here. His first RBI and first stolen base with the Miners today.
And got on base the hard way with the hit by pitch, then steals the bag. So now a runner in scoring position for Tyler Wolf here in the bottom of the 5th. Armstrong looking in. 2-1 pitch is low and outside for a ball. 3-1 the count. Doesn't want to walk Tyler Wolf. Does Armstrong. As J.J. Hancock is the man on deck. Takes a look towards second, and that pitch is low. Nice eye by Tyler Wolf. He gets on base for the first time today by taking a walk. And now here comes J.J. Hancock.
Possibly another rally started here by the Miners. He scored 2 last inning, 4 in the first. Now 2 more reads here with just 1 out. Back-to-back base runners now. See what J.J. Hancock can do.
Wanhanen with some decent speed at second. A lot of singles could score him. Wolf with good speed at first. First pitch to Hancock, up swinging. It's a big drive to right, but it is going to be caught from behind. The throw over to third is not in time, so Connor Wanhanen will get into third. Hancock hit a laser to right field, but getting back there quickly was Braxton Wilkes to make the catch. Was not able to prevent Juan Hanen from getting to third, though. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs, and here comes Jake Schleppenbach at the huge double to right center field in the 4th inning, which played the first run of that inning. His 5th RBI of the season, and now he has more runners in scoring position. That's ball low, 1-0. These Miners have been looking for those first pitch fastballs to hit. That was a first pitch curveball, but it was hanging a bit, and Hancock saw it and almost got it over to Wilkes' head in right field. As that's a curveball taken at the knees by Schleppenbach for a strike, 1-1. Birds flying around today. The Seagulls trying to get a view of this one. Schleppenbach fouls that one off down the first baseline. 1-2 still the count.
Even the Birds making a visit to the city of Palmer night tonight.
Well, it's an exciting game. A lot of offense going on. 6-1 Miners lead here in the 5th. This one's grounded to first. Should be an easy play, though. And it will be made by Staudinger, as he'll step on the first base bag to retire the side. So the Miners get 2 on, but they strand them as we head to the 6th here at Herman Brothers Field with the Miners up by 5. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. As Kyle Simons is getting ready to pitch here in the 6th. Just want to let you know that this half inning, the Palmer Golf Course, or the Palmer Bar scoreboard will be brought to you. MLB and ABL scoreboard is brought to you by Palmer Bar. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. Located in downtown Palmer, the Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Chinooks. Braxton Wilkes will lead it off. So far on the day, 0 for 2 is Wilkes. Ground out and a strikeout swinging. Missing outside for a ball is Simons. And other notable action today, there's already one game done in the ABL as the Oilers and Gold Panthers in Fairbanks playing a crucial doubleheader today. Missing outside is 2 Wilkes is Simons, 2-0. And the Oilers staying in first and getting back to 500 in the AL division with the 3-2 win over the Gold Panthers. And that one swung and on and a miss by Wilkes, 2-1. And things have not gotten any better for the Gold Panthers. In the top of the 4th, they trail 5-0. That was a scenario in which the Gold Panthers could have taken the lead in the AL division today, as this one lined over the head of Niles Nygaard and into left field for a base hit. So the Chinooks log their 3rd hit of the game. Braxton Wilkes starts off the 6th on a high note for the Chinooks. Now bring up Matthew Ferruto, who singled on the infield back in the 4th and came in to score on the Boxwell RBI double. Nice piece of hitting there by Braxton Wilkes. So the Gold Panthers had a chance to take first away in that AL division, but seemingly look like they're going to lose a doubleheader today. Gets swept as Ferruto swings and fouls it off down the 3rd baseline. 0-1.
Ferruto scored the only run of the day for the Chinooks. With his infield hit his last time up, would come around to score later.
Simons, ready. 0-1 pitches inside for a ball. 1-1. Bucks and Pilots taking on each other once again in Mulcahy tonight. Score of that one is 3-1 Pilots in the bottom of the 6th inning. And of course, the Miners here in the top of the 6th, up 6-1 on the Chinooks. That one inside for a ball. 2-1 to Matthew Ferrudo. Going through a couple MLB scores quick. Dodgers and Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 7th, tied at 6. Angels over the Yankees at home 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. A's over the Rockies in the bottom of the 8th. 7-1 as Ferrudo takes a ball. 3-1. Rangers over the Orioles 8-1 in Baltimore. Brewers over the Phillies 7-4 in Philadelphia. Red Sox over the Blue Jays 3-1 north of the border. Reds over the Twins 11-7. And Ferrudo will take a walk, a 5-pitch walk from Kyle Simons. Now 2 on here in the top of the 6th with nobody out. Trouble could be brewing here. They'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Michael Staudinger.
A little bit of a rally coming here from the Chinooks as I bring up Matt Greeley to come talk to him on the hill, trying to make sure everything stays in check. The infield expected to be moved to double play in a second with double play order, that is. Trying to get out of this jam here. 2 on, nobody out, down by 5 runs.
In Tampa Bay today, it was Anderson in just his 2nd start of the season, getting his first win, lost a no-hit bid and a perfect game bid in the 7th on a home run by former Indian Grady Sizemore. So an interesting story there as the Indians win that one 7-1 in Tampa, and the Astros defeat the Royals 6-1 in Houston. That is your MLB scoreboard and ABL scoreboard, brought to you, as always, by Palmer Bar. So no outs. Situation is there's 2 runners on base for Michael Staudinger. It's Wilkes reaching on the single to left, and Matthew Ferrudo reaching on the walk. Staudinger on the day, 0 for 2, grounding out and a flying out. Simons takes a look towards second, steps off. So no offerings yet to Staudinger, first baseman. That one in the dirt, gets away from Hancock momentarily, but none of the runners able to move up. One who was off and running and almost halfway to second was Matt Ferrudo. As Wilkes was definitely not thinking of going. 1-0 pitch is just off the corner with a changeup for ball number 2 from Kyle Simons. Simons now with over 5 innings of work logged. This one grounded to second. Going all the way over is Juan Hanen from first base right in front of Jake Schleppenbach. His momentum was carrying him towards second base. He was able to flip to Wolf to get that lead runner. Moving up to third is Wilkes. Ferrudo is retired. And now standing on first is Staudinger. So 1 out. Now I'll bring up Tyler Boxwell. With 1 swing, could get the Chinooks back in the game here. Saw him almost launch a 2-run homer back in the 4th inning, but it turned out to be an RBI double off the top of the wall that scored Ferrudo. Ball low with a fastball from Simons, 1-0. 1 run, 3 hits, 5 errors for the Chinooks, 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Miners. That one low as well. 2-0. Infield playing back. The 5-run lead. They want the double play to try and get out of the inning. 2-0. Boxwell tried to check his swing. Did he in time? He did not. He goes 2-1. Simons quickly ready from the stretch. And that's a called strike at the knees to Boxwell, 2-2. Dug himself out of that 2-0 hole quickly. Two-two pitch is low for a ball outside. Scooping is Hancock to keep it in front of him. 3-2. Only one out, though. So it's not expected that Staudinger will be running on this full count pitch. That's not a very big leadoff over there. And missed outside for a ball, and that will load the bases. And we see the Miners bullpen now starting to work. It's Trent Thompson over there. He's not long tossing either. He is getting warmed up just in case Simons needs him. Not the tying run at the plate, but pretty close is Will Bass. Chinooks down by 5 here in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded. Biggest jam of the game for the Chinooks. Swung on and missed. Fastball in the outside corner by Simons. Got him to swing right through it 0-1.
Still a double play in order, though, as the infield will stay at that position.
0-1 pitch. In the dirt. Nice scoop by Hancock. 1-1. Simons from the stretch, and here's the 1-1 pitch. That one about the same spot. Hops away from Hancock, but he's able to field it nicely and not allow any runners to advance. 2-1. Hancock scooping 2 balls in the dirt. Very important. This one right back up the middle. Got past the glove of Simon. Schleppenbach will flip to second for 1. He will be retired at second is Staudinger. Safe at first is Will Bass. Run comes in to score on the fielder's choice. So Will Bass going to get an RBI. And another run on the board here as the lead is cut to 6-2 in the top of the 6th. Tough ball there. Got just over the glove of Kyle Simons, the pitcher. Schleppenbach was able to go field it way over by second base and flip to Wolf at second for 1. Called strike to Morton.
They gave Will Bass an RBI there.
One is lined hard and foul towards the Chinooks bullpen. Vizcaino was chasing all the way. Couldn't get there, though. 0-2. A foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-2 the count. Runners on the corners. And missing low is Simons to Morton. 1-2. Morton 0 for 2. Lined out in the second and grounded out in the 5th. 1-2 pitch. This one chopped at the plate and foul. Morton stays alive, but just barely reaching out for that fastball. She's out in front of. One is coming in this inning. Simon's trying to keep it that way. Curveball just missed the outside corner. Tried to backdoor Morton. And he didn't miss by much. A couple inches to the right from our perspective, and that would have been right there. 2-2. Running is the runner at second. Morton pops it foul down the left field line. That was Will Bass taking off. Two and two, still a count on David Morton. As pitch number 100 about to come out of the arm of Kyle Simons. 2-2 is outside for a ball. 3-2.
So after having a small pitch count to this point, to the last couple innings, he started cranking that up a little bit. That was pitch number 100 right there.
Still trying to register a quality start by MLB standards. And this one lined to left. Should be an easy play for Vizcaino. Circles under it and makes the catch to retire the side. The Chinooks do get one, though, on a Will Bass fielder's choice. Brings home a run. The Chinooks cut into the lead just a tad. The game now 6-2 in favor of the Miners on your home for Miners baseball. Looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. Get more connected with your Miners today. Top of the order for the Miners. And in this game so far, that has not smelled good news for the Chinooks pitching staff. As Brick Paskowitz, 2 for 3, takes a ball inside on an off-speed pitch from Armstrong, 1-0. 2 infield singles in the first and the second for Paskowitz, then reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Missing low for a ball. Paskowitz is Armstrong, 2-0. 2-0 pitch is low again, 3-0. Miners have tripled the number of hits they had in the entire game yesterday. They have 9 today. They had just 3 in yesterday's loss at the hands of the Chinooks in Chugiak, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Brick Paskowitz. He reaches again. There's a lot of speed on the base paths right there. Now I'll bring up Vance Vizcaino and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter. 2 singles, both of them infield, and also a walk. He's reached base 3 times here already in the 6th inning. That's going to start any kind of rally. 6 runs across already, and he's been a big contributor.
Vizcaino will take a strike from Armstrong. 0-1. Vizcaino has 2 singles, an RBI single in the 4th. To get another RBI on the season. This one lined to left field. It's a base hit. First 2 Miners reach here in the bottom of the 6th. Vance Vizcaino with now 3 singles. That one almost to the exact same area as his one in the first inning. He'll take it. Hit number 10 for the Miners. I'll bring up Matt DiOrio.
Miners have been swinging the bat very, very well, seeing the ball very well tonight at the plate. Again, we saw that in batting practice. They're hitting line drive after line drive in the gap today, and that's translated so far tonight.
Armstrong takes a look towards second. Now here's the pitch. He misses high to Matt DiOrio. 1-0 the count. 1 for 3 is DiOrio. Single and an RBI in the first. Struck out and flew out also. Struck out in the second, flew out in the 5th. This one popped foul. Way in on the handle of the bat. Just got a piece of it. 1-1 the count. DiOrio, in that first inning, drove in RBI number 3 on the season for him. He has now had 3 hits in the past 2 nights. He had 2 of the 3 hits yesterday for the Miners. Swung on hard, fouled it straight back. 1-2. He's out in front of that one a bit. No one really holding Paskowitz at second. He's kind of off on an island by himself over there. Vizcaino not being held at first. 1-2, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Miners up 6-2. Pitch is popped up. Trying to track it is the catcher, Boxwell, and he will make the catch in foul ground. And DiOrio retired. Now 1 gone. Big out there for Armstrong. Now a double play could get him out of this inning. But he's going to face Alex Caruso.
Caruso, no easy double play threat either. He always busts it down first base line, so it's going to be tough to double him off even on a routine ground ball.
Caruso 1 for 3. Single back in the first. An RBI single. It was. Also grounded out to first and flew out to left. And Armstrong started to come to the plate. Stopped and turned himself towards second base. No one covering, though. No throw to check Paskowitz. First pitch to Caruso is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Caruso been hitting the cover off of the ball this season. Came in at .404. Got his 20th hit of the season today. And also drove in RBI number 10 to get him into double digits. Swung on and missed. Curveball that time from Armstrong, 0-2. But the skipper, Ben Taylor, wanted to put him in more RBI situations, hence putting him in the 4 spot in the lineup, and he's already cashed in once today.
Trying to do it again here.
0-2. Outside for a ball. Nice take from Caruso. Fastball drifted away from Armstrong. 1-2. Niles Nygaard on deck. Playing slightly in is the outfielders. And Armstrong, again, motion to come to the plate. Steps off and looks towards second. No one there covering. No throw to check Paskowitz. Takes a look towards second. Now here's the 1-2. This one lined back up the middle. It's a base hit. Paskowitz is going to be waved. The throw is going to come towards home. It's cut off by Staudinger as the throw was coming a little bit wide, but I'm not sure why it was cut off. Miners will take it. An RBI single for Alex Caruso as he drives in another run with a single. RBI number 11 of the season, and the Miners have a 7-2 lead, which is one out here in the bottom of the 6th.
I think Shane Armstrong a little bit frustrated with himself also with cutting that ball off. I think the ball was pretty much on line. It would have been a bang-bang play at the plate had he not cut that ball off. So Miners catch a break there and get their 7th run, and a base hit by Caruso, his 2nd RBI in the day.
Now Nygaard. This one hit towards right center field. Coming in is Braxton Wilkes to make the catch. Vizcaino motions to run towards third, but stays there. That one was shallow to mid right field. No chance to advance. So Nygaard retired on 1 pitch. I'll bring up Connor Wanhanen. The 11th hit of this game. Plates another run for the Miners, who have answered the call when the Chinooks have gotten a run in this game. In the 4th inning, after the Chinooks got the RBI double from Boxwell, the Miners countered with 2 of their own. In the 6th, the Chinooks got a run in the top of this inning, and now the Miners have answered it with an RBI single by Caruso. Missing inside is Armstrong, 1-0 to Wanhanen. Runner still at second and first. A lot of speed at second and Vance Vizcaino. Caruso, pretty good speed at first. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch that time. Got him out in front. Did Armstrong, 1-1. Trent Thompson still warming in the Miners' bullpen down the right field line. Swung on and missed, same pitch. Maybe just a little lower, though. 1-2, the count on Wanhanen. Miners approaching their biggest run output of the season. They scored 8 runs in the 2nd game of the season against the Chinooks team. They're at 7 right now. 1-2. Outside for a ball. Nice take by Wanhanen. 2-2. Got his first RBI with the Miners back in the 1st on an RBI ground out. Grounded out in the 3rd and was hit by a pitch. Got all the way to 3rd in the 5th inning. 2-2. Nice take. That one was around the same area where he swung at for strikes. But he took that one for ball 3. Full count now. Runners will be going. Well-placed ball, could easily score 2. 3-2 pitch is back up the middle and into center field. Knocked down, but it's going to be an RBI single as Vance Vizcaino comes in to score. He was running hard all the way. Connor Wanhanen gets another hit here.
Actually, his first hit as a Miner, his 2nd RBI of the day. So congratulations to him coming in today, getting his first hit as a Miner now. And a big one here. It plates another run. 8-2 now the score.
Now 2 runs in the inning. I'll bring up Tyler Wolf. Swung on and missed. Curveball at the knees and low. And Wolf swung over at 0-1. Wolf walked back in the 5th. Grounded out in the 1st and the 3rd. He's 0 for 2 officially. 0-1. That one's on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2. Every single batter in this Miners order has reached at least once. Hancock reached on an error in the 4th. Wolf reached on a walk. A lot of these Miners have hits. 0-2, curveball low. Nice take by Wolf, 1-2. Shortstop out of Kansas State and Maple Plain, Minnesota. Armstrong looks towards second. 1-2 in the dirt again. Nice take by Wolf. 2-2. 4 runs in the first, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth for the Miners. We've got them to their number now of 8. And this one fouled straight back, heading towards the concession stand. 2-2. Now they're going to have a meeting at the mound really quickly. And while we have time, get you another quick fact for City Day at the ballpark. To keep up to date on what is happening in the city of Palmer, visit their website at cityofpalmer.org. Keep up to date with all the events going on locally. That one misses inside. Full count again on a Miner batter. Juan Hanem was able to cash in with the RBI single and a full count pitch. Last at bat, now Tyler Wolf in a full count. It's been a long inning for Armstrong. He's given up 2 runs in this inning. 3-2 pitch. They're off and running, and Wolf swung on and missed. Nice curveball to get out of it. This is Armstrong, but not before the Miners plate 2 more here in the 6th. When we head to the 7th, Kyle Howard will resume play-by-play duties for the rest of this one. Miners up 8-2 here at City of Palmer Day at the ballpark. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
We enter inning number 7 here from Herman Brothers Field. Kyle Howard back here with you. Kevin Peel alongside me here as Kyle Simon's day is done. An effective performance for him through 101 pitches, but did a very good job tonight. 60 pitches, 60 strikes make that 41 balls. And in the inning, or in his outing, 6 innings, 25 batters faced, allowed 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 hits, one of those a double, while striking out 3 and walking 4. So he's in line for the win, and hopefully for his sake they're able to do so to keep that going. A 6-run lead as we enter inning number 7 now. And it's an 8-2 lead that is for Trent Thompson as he turns over now. He's worked in 6 games this year, 8 in the 3rd innings in that process, allowing 7 hits, 1 run that was unearned, striking out 8 and walking 3. He does have 1 win on the year as well. And he'll do work to start the inning to the shortstop Hunter Hanks. Hanks on the day 0 for 2 officially. So it'll be a righty-on-righty matchup between the righty and Thompson against Hunter Hanks, the shortstop. First pitch, a fastball way upstairs for a ball to be a 1-0 count. Can't say enough about the job done by Kyle Simons tonight, though. He had a bases-loaded jam to end the last inning. Did allow 1 run to score, but kept it right there. Here's a pitch. It's a curveball. Couldn't quite get it to come over. It'll be a 2-ball, no-strike count. But an 8-2 lead. The Miners have been able to tack on some runs tonight in support of Kyle Simons. They were held scoreless for the first time all season last night. Able to play 8 so far tonight. Fastball catches the edge. That's a nice pitch there on the outside edge by Trent Thompson.
Couldn't have asked for a better response after your roughest offensive output of the season. The Miners come back with one of their best offensive outputs of the season. That's the type of character this team has.
Fastball catches the inside corner for a called strike now. 2-2 count make that. But that 8 runs they've scored so far here entering the 7th inning ties a season high for them. That other one's an exhibition against the same Chinooks team. That was a home opener here. But Trent Thompson ready now with the 2-2 count. He winds and fires. Curveball got him swinging. Strikeout here for Trent Thompson to get things started. Hunter Hanks set down for the 3rd time tonight. And now the one-out batter will be Patrick Cromwell, who reached with a walk his last time up. Activity, well, I believe it might just be some tossing out in the bullpen as Valenzuela. Well, thankfully, so he might just be getting some loosen out there. I don't think it's anything too serious. As Trent Thompson will deliver the first pitch to Cromwell. It's low for a ball. Or they can actually give it to him at the knees for a call strike. Good. So now an 0-1 count. Thompson looking in for the signs. He delivers. Pop foul out of play. It'll be an 0-2 count now coming. Thompson, a 6'3", 245-pound righty from Central Florida. Born in Tampa, Florida. So not too far of a drive for him out to commute. And go to school at Central Florida with his teammate Matt Diorio. Curveball misses just inside a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Thompson trying to get another strikeout victim here against Cromwell. Thompson ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. Foul down the left field line. That one's going out of play. So 1-2 count again coming. Another fact for you, Palmer is growing. In the 10 years from 2002 to 2012, the city issued $171,694,128 in building permits. In the last year alone, the city issued building permits for new construction valued at $16,451,333. How about that? Talking about growing as a pitch taken outside for a ball to be a 2-2 count. Trent Thompson ready with a 2-2 now. Slap foul again down the left field line, and Cromwell spoiling another pitch. But a great town of Palmer we have here. And good to see it growing. Great people all around this town. As had the pancake breakfast just this past Saturday. Got to meet a bunch of great Miner fans out in the area.
And it was a very big turnout, too. They did a great job of all those pancakes that they were making. Were pretty well eaten up. Not too many leftovers, if that gives you an idea how many were able to come out and partake.
So curveball missed inside, and I know Kevin and I were in the mix there, eating some pancakes, so we loved them very, very much. Got a little fat after that one, but
also called to service in due times with standing, greeting at the door, and talking to fans. But
this one chopped to the second baseman. It should be an easy play for Schleppenbach. He'll fire in time for the out. 2 outs quickly here for Trent Thompson, despite a bunch of pitches spoiled, fouled by Cromwell. So now a 2-out batter will be Jacob Brobst. Today, Brobst, after having a big night last night, had held hitless, has struck out twice, and also grounded to the shortstop. And Thompson would like to retire him for the 4th time tonight right here. Valenzuela continues to loosen in the bullpen. Maybe it's just to get some work in, though. Fastball in at the knees for a called strike. Not sure if we'll see Valenzuela later tonight or not. He'd been down with an illness last week. It's a curveball at the letters for a called strike. A nice pitch there from Trent Thompson, an 0-2 count. Good.
What a change it has been between you have Brick Paskowitz, who's reached 3 times, and also a fielder's choice to Jacob Brobst, who's struggled to the plate and 0 for 3.
Called strike 3 on the outside edge. Trent Thompson got him with a curveball at the knees. So Thompson comes out firing with a couple of strikeouts here. And we head to The bottom half of the 7th inning, the Miners trying to play out on again. They lead at 8-2. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network. It's stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field, and the 7th inning stretch is brought to you by the proud ladies at the Cindy Heel Allstate Insurance Agency, located at Mile 3 of the Palmer-Wasilla Highway at Midtown Estates. Where you're in good hands, ours. Give us a call or stop in anytime. Cindy, Kelsey, Julie, and Sky are ready to be your trusted advisors. Go Miners! So, new pitcher on the hill now. It'll be Jamie Ball, the big, tall lefty. He delivers a first pitch fastball to J.J. Hancock inside. Ball, the 6'4", 210-pound lefty from Hardin-Simmons University. Here's a pitch. Fastball low again, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Ball on the ears, worked in 4 games. He's allowed 4 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, while striking out 4 and walking 1. He's 1-1 on the year as well. Pitch in there at the knees for a called strike. It'll be a 2-1 count now to the lefty Hancock. Lefty on lefty matchup here as the outfield and infield playing straight away on Hancock. Line drive, right center field, and giving chase for it. It's over his head in right field. Going to the wall as chasing it down is Braxton Wilkes, rounding second on his way to third. And the throw into third base, he's going to be out at third base. A nice relay throw from the second baseman and Will Bass. Braxton Wilkes had to chase that ball to the wall, and Bass would turn the throw over to third base for the nice tag there by Cromwell to nip Hancock, but a smoked ball to the right field wall. And out at third base, though, is Hancock scoring a double, though. Good start to the inning. Unfortunately, cut off at third base, though, is Hancock. Now it'll be Jake Schleppenbach to bat. It's the first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. Today, Jake has doubled back in the 4th inning. That was an RBI. He also came around to score that time. Also grounded out to first base and popped out to the third baseman. Curveball misses outside, a 1-1 count now coming. Jake looking for another hit here. Try to come around and score some more runs for this 8-run lead, the 6-run lead they lead now. This one pop foul out of play. So now it's the lefty Schleppenbach against the lefty Ball. In a 6-run game here in the 7th inning. 8-2, the Miners are on top. They have 12 hits to the Miners. Curveball misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes down to Schleppenbach. But last night, the Miners held to just 3 hits. Tonight, they go on a rampage, scoring 8 runs on 12 hits, and we're just in the 7th inning. Fastball way upstairs, Ball really bringing it, but this time not in the zone. 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Schleppenbach. The wind and the 3-2 pitch is a line drive down the first base line, hit very hard, but it's going foul. Goes into the Miners' bullpen. As Valenzuela continuing to loosen out there.
First base coach Matt Greeley that time was trying to catch it with his bare hand and smiling towards Schleppenbach, who hit it in his direction.
Curveball misses away, and on to first base goes Jake Schleppenbach with a walk.
Now they get to talk about it super nice way. Schleppenbach reaches base with a walk.
Greeley all smiles over there as he gives Schleppenbach a pat on the back. A scary moment there for him at first base. But now Brick Paskowitz will turn things over. This will be the 5th plate appearance for him, the 4th official one, though, as he walked the last time up. Also singled twice. Had a very good night at the plate so far. Curveball way upstairs for a ball. Nearly got over the head of Boxwell. So 1-0 count coming with the runner on first. 1 man out. The infield at double play depth. The outfield straight away. This one's going to nip Paskowitz on the left arm. On to first base goes Paskowitz for another time. The 4th time of the night he's reached base. Certainly doesn't like to be to reach base that way. But nonetheless, he's on base.
After 2 hits early in the game, he's reached the hard way, drawing a long count. Actually, a 4-pitch walk in the 6th. Not really hard, I suppose, but that time taking one in towards the arm. Second hit by pitch for Chinooks pitching staff today.
And now it's Vance Vizcaino. If there's one guy that you do not want to face, and it's probably everyone in this lineup right now, but it'd be this guy right here. He's got 3 hits today. Does Vance Vizcaino. Takes a pitch at the knees takes it just low for a ball and make that 1 ball, no strikes. Vance also had an RBI back in the 4th inning, but he's been locked in all night at the plate. Looking for his 4th hit of the night, which would plate another run. Here's the 1-0 count. Fastball in the dirt. So now a 2-0 count coming to Vizcaino.
Jamie Ball's 1 loss came against the Miners in a close game earlier on in the season between these 2 teams. Came out of the bullpen and had a rough outing in that one in Chugiak.
2-0 curveball in there at the knees for a call strike. It's a 2-1 count. According to the Chamber of Commerce, the Palmer Pride Celebration will be held on Friday, July 24th at the Palmer Railroad Depot. Come enjoy this celebration of our wonderful city with hot dogs, the freshest Alaska-grown vegetables, cookies, and lots of awards, so don't miss it. As Vance Vizcaino digs in. Two and 1 count coming. Here's a delivery. Fastball away. 3 ball, 1 strike count.
Jamie Ball, a big lefty that towers over, as Kyle said, 6'4", throws hard. Has a big curveball facing the lefty right here in Vizcaino.
Fastball on the inside edge for a called strike. At full count coming now to Vizcaino. Looking for his 4th hit of the evening. 3-2 count coming with 1 man out. And a fastball low the knees for ball 4. On to first base. Again goes Vizcaino. That's the 4th time he's reached base. And the bases will be loaded for a pinch hitter now. It'll be Tanner Nishioka pinch hitting for Matt DiOrio. Nishioka not getting a ton of playing time just because of how well his teammates have been playing this year, but he's having a solid year this year as well. 357 batter coming into this one. Looking to drive home another run right here. Fastball inside and ball behind the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Nowhere to put him. As a lefty loosening in the bullpen for the Chinooks right now as well. Jamie Ball will come set and will deliver. Fastball again misses inside. 2 ball, no strike count.
Already 21 pitches for Jamie Ball, and 14 of them are balls, so he's having a lot of trouble finding the strike zone.
Well, I'll remind you, only 1 man out here in the inning. Swing and a miss, and Nishioka takes a strike there. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That fastball coming down the middle, one of the hardest swings we've seen in the entire day. Nishioka was expecting that one. Swung through it, though. Just missed it.
Jamie Ball comes set and delivers a 2-1. Fastball at the letters for just misses, make that. Just a little bit above the letters. So now Nishioka has a 3-1 count on him, a definite hitter's count. We'll see what Ball decides to throw him here. Nowhere to put him. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Line drive, left field. That's going down the line. 1 run will score. They'll rave around Paskowitz. The ball gets past the left fielder. And on to third base goes the throw. The throw gets past the third baseman Cromwell from Jacob Brobst out in left field. So 2 more runs come across the score. The Miners lead at 10-2 now. And again, a hitter's count. They had to throw him a pitch he probably didn't want to throw him with the bases loaded, but with nowhere to put him. Ball had to deliver a fastball, and quickly it was Nishioka turning on it down the left field line, giving him a base hit and an RBI. I got 2 RBIs, excuse me. So with that, the Miners lead it 10-2 here as we are in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Alex Caruso will be the one-out batter now. Ball will deliver. First pitch fastball inside. Ground ball to the second baseman. Should be an easy play. A second, he bobbles it. And nowhere to go with it for Will Bass. On to score at home plate is Vizcaíno. That's the 11th run for this Mat-Su Miners team tonight. That, again, is a season high. The ball just hit directly at Will Bass, but I guess when things aren't going right, sometimes things like that happen. Bass usually a short-handed second baseman. But now runners on first and second. And 1 man out.
Pinch hitting for the Miners. Number 26, Jed.
So Jed Fagg will be the pinch hitter now as well. 11-2 ball game, trying to give Caruso a little bit of time off. Or, excuse me, Nygaard, excuse me. Caruso standing at first base. Caruso reaching base for the 3rd time now with that. Here's a delivery from Ball. It's upstairs for a ball. And a 1-0 count with a runner on first and a runner on second. 7 errors for the Chinooks tonight. Fastball upstairs for a ball. Certainly a night they're not going to want to remember defensively. 11 runs have come across the score for the Miners here in the 7th inning as well. Here's a pitch. Fastball misses low. It'll be a 3-0 count on Jed Fagg as well. Hunter Simmons also waiting on deck. Should the inning continue for him. Jamie Ball comes set, looks back to runner at second, and he comes home. Fastball inside, a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter, Jed Fagg. And now the bases will be loaded once again. Now the pinch hitter will be Hunter Simmons here, and that'll bring out the manager, and I believe that might be all for Jamie Ball. It will be. So Jordan Vieira giving a mound visit to turn things over as we work out the pitching change. It's 11-2 Miners. We'll come back in a moment with Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. Caden Owens takes the mound here as we are in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 3 runs already crossing the plate for the Miners against Jamie Ball. Owens on the year has worked in 2 games, 2 innings, has allowed 1 hit and 1 run that was earned. He has not struck out a batter, but he has walked 2. There's an ERA of 4.5 and does not own a record at this point. He's pitching and try to keep the game right where it's at with Hunter Simmons pinch hitting now. Bases are loaded with 1 man out. The Miners up 11-2. Fastball taken away for a ball. It's a 1-0 count now coming. So you're looking for the Miners offense to explode. As recently, they've been able to score 4 runs and 1 run, and their 2 wins recently. But tonight, here it comes. 11 runs so far. Fastball inside for a called strike. Held scoreless last night, but what a response tonight. Plating 11 runs, and we're just in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 man out. Pitch coming from Caden Owens is a fastball in there for a called strike. So a 1-2 count coming to Hunter Simmons. Simmons on the year, 176 clip, has 2 doubles though. And looking for another RBI. He has 1 on the year, but could put 1 in the gap here and plate some more. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down swinging goes Hunter Simmons. So 2 men out now for Tyler Wolf. Wolf reached base on a walk back in the 5th inning, looking for his first hit of the evening here.
9th batter to bat in the inning. We've seen a lot of pinch hitters and pinch runners.
So they would bat around here. Should Tyler Wolf reach, they have the bases loaded here and looking for more. Is this one line down the right field line, giving chase in right field is Braxton Wilkes, and it's just foul. That would have scored 3 easily. As already crossing the plate were Chris Hall and Tanner Nishioka. And by the way, Chris Hall just a moment ago checked in as a pinch runner at second base for Caruso. Caruso will be done for the night, but what a night he had as well at the cleanup spot. Caruso finished the day reaching base 3 times and driving in a run with 2 base hits as well. Tyler Wolf at the plate with an 0-1 count on him. Here's a pitch. Ball gets away from Boxball and a fastball outside. It evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. As J.J. Hancock, who led off the inning with a double and was thrown out at third base, he leads off, or he would be on deck. Interesting to see how he was thrown out in the first batter of the inning, but the Miners continue to hit the ball so well. Fastball upstairs, missed inside. Just been a very good inning at the plate for this Miners team, and really for the entire night. 11 runs, 14 hits, and 2 errors for the Miners. 2 runs, 3 hits, 7 errors for the Chinooks. Fastball taken well away. It's a 3-1 count now. Caden Owens trying to keep this game right where it's at. He got 1 man retired a moment ago. Now we're going to do the same thing here to Tyler Wolf. Here's a 3-1. Pop down out of play down the right field line, and it'll go with 3-2 count. The runners will be off and going with 2 men out. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The payoff pitch coming from Caden Owens now. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Flare down in the center field and caught in the right center field infield grass there. Make that. Will Bass makes the catch to end the inning. Miners leave the bases stranded, but they do score 3 more runs. They tack on those 3, and they lead at 11-2 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. We'll have more Miners baseball for you in the 8th inning. Listen to Matsu Miners baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. We're back with Matsu Miners baseball as we enter inning number 8, 11-2 the score. And it's on the hill now. It will be Sebastian Valenzuela. Sebastian has worked in 2 games this year, has started both of them. This is his first appearance in relief. He's worked 8 2/3 innings, allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned, striking out 8 and walking 5, and does not have a record. Looking to keep this game right where it's at. 11-2 the score here in the top of the 8th inning. He'll face Braxton Wilkes to start the inning. Swing and a miss on a curveball. And ahead in the count is Valenzuela, no balls and 1 strike. Tonight, Braxton Wilkes singled and scored the second run of the night for the Chinooks. That was back in the 6th inning. It's also grounded out and struck out swinging as Wilkes calls time here. Wilkes, the right fielder, facing Valenzuela, who's coming off some feeling and having an illness last week. Good to see him back in pitching. He delivers a slider that misses outside. 1-1 count to him. Lefty on lefty matchup here to start the inning. A 1-1 count. Here's the delivery. Fastball misses low. And it'll be a 2-1 count coming. Braxton Wilkes. Here's a pitch, a fastball upstairs, and it's a 3-1 count on Wilkes now. Wilkes, a native of Houston. It's a transfer from Kansas State. Was also a teammate of Tyler Wolf at one point. And attends McLennan Community College. He fouls this one down the first base line. Stole 6 bases last season with hitting .336 with a home run and 22 knocked in. Very good hitter who can also pitch as well. Here's a payoff pitch. Line drive into right field. Paskowitz falls down. That'll fall right in front of him. I believe Paskowitz lost his footing out in right field, but a base hit here coming for Wilkes. That's how the inning gets started for the Chinooks here in the top of the 8th inning.
Other defensive changes for the Miners. Chris Hall in left field, Hunter Simmons, number 20 at first base.
So now that brings up Matthew Ferruto. Ferruto has reached base 3 times on night perfectly. Infield hit back in the 4th inning and has walked in the 6th and the 1st. Came around to score the first run of the ball game in the 4th inning. Change up on the inside edge for a called strike. It's 0-1 count to Ferruto. Short lead over at first base for Wilkes. Again, he stole 6 bases in college at McLennan Community College this past season. The pitch. Slider on the inside edge for a called strike. It's a 0-2 count quickly for Valenzuela. No activity in either bullpen, so this will be Valenzuela's inning to work. Up 11-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Nobody out, but the bases, or with the runner on first base, make that. Infield at double play depth. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. Down goes Ferruto. That's the first time he's been retired tonight. Out number 1 here in the top of the 8th inning with an 11-2 score. Palmer City Hall currently houses the city manager and administration, the mayor's office, the finance department, the clerk's office, and the council chambers. Historically, it has also been the police station and the jail, the fire station, and the library. Ask for a tour of the old jail downstairs the next time you're at City Hall. Valenzuela will take a throw over to first base, Hunter Simmons, and back safely is Wilkes. Facing Michael Staudinger now. Staudinger officially 0 for 3 in the day. Did reach on a fielder's choices last time up. Slider missing inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Nice crowd on hand tonight for City of Palmer night at the park. Watching their Miners lead at 11-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Line drive hits right at the center fielder Vizcaino. He has a beat on it and makes the catch. Your defensive alignment and the changes for you. Out left field, Chris Hall stands there now. Third base, Jed Fagg. And center field, Vance Vizcaino. And Hunter Simmons standing at first base as he checked in as well for Connor Wanhanen. A lot of pinch hitting going on in the last couple innings for this team. Tanner Nishioka will stay in the game and be the designated hitter as well. Now the catcher, Tyler Boxwell, who came as close, I think, as maybe even Johnny Loker to hitting a home run this year. Johnny Loker did hit a home run, but he hit it off the top of the right field wall. Could not come any closer to getting one out of here, but that drove in a run. The first run of the day is a first pitch slider, misses for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. That was back in the 4th inning. Boxwell plating home that run. Also reached third on a wild pitch, but will be left stranded there. Here's a pitch. Slider got the knees for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike from Valenzuela. The runner standing on first base. That's Wilkes, who led off the inning with a single, but has been left standing there since. Look back at the runner at first and the delivery. Line drive, hit to left field, and Chris Hall making a run toward the line, makes the catch. I think he forgot how many outs there were for a second. He started to throw toward the infield, but realized that's 3 outs. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Chinooks are held scoreless again. Miners lead 11-2. They'll be coming to bat in the 8th inning. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Are you looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. The ABL and M are all capitalized. Get more connected with your Miners today. Well, if you want to get connected with the Miners, it's a good time to do that. They lead it 11-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. J.J. Hancock will be set to lead off this inning. He led off the last inning. He doubled to right field over the right fielder Braxton Wilkes' head. Ball went to the wall, and he was caught at third base, trying to advance to third base and make it a triple. But that came as a start of a 3-run 7th inning for the Miners. And it's been an offensive slugfest for them tonight. They have 11 runs on 14 hits tonight. The scoring got started back in the 4th inning with with 4 runs. They would come around with 2 more in the 4th, 2 more in the 6th, and then 3 in the last inning in the 7th inning. So for the second consecutive inning, here comes J.J. Hancock to lead things off. He also reached back in the 4th inning on an error by a third baseman. You come around to score the time as well. He takes a first pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to him. Another lefty-lefty matchup with Caden Owens on the hill. Line drive, left field. That's going in the gap. He'll round first as the left fielder Brobst will pick the ball up and fire in the infield. That's another base hit for J.J. Hancock. Good to see him get going tonight. But the ball in play 3 times, has reached base 3 times tonight. And now his second hit of the night as well, a double and a single tonight. So now it'll be Jake Schleppenbach digging in. J.J. Hancock standing at first. As Caden Owens delivers. Flare to center field. Will it drop? It'll be dropped out by Hunter Hanks, but the ball will be thrown into second base. An easy play there. I'm sure it would have been an infield fly roll anyway. The ball popped up to second base. Infield fly roll was not called. We're waiting to discuss this one over. The infield fly roll was never called again, so he dropped the ball in short center field. Fired on to second base. Did not really give a chance for Hancock to advance, as Ben Taylor is going to come chat this one out. Traditionally, it has to be called that the batter is out, but the ball was hit so softly there, and the location of it made it very difficult. They're going to roll J.J. Hancock out at second base on the force out. So score that a 6-4 force out there, but the ball was dropped in short center field and fired on in time. They called Schleppenbach out for outfield or infield fly roll, excuse me. Back to first goes Hancock now, excuse me. Pitch in there for a called strike. I would not think there, the way the ball was hit, that that'd be an infield fly roll, but that's the way they score it. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That'd be a called strike. The 0-2 pitch coming from Paskowitz. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. And the first time tonight, Greg Paskowitz is retired with a strikeout. So now with 2 men out, runner standing on first base, it'll be Vance Vizcaino. Really an odd play just a moment ago for Jake Schleppenbach. We thought that they were going to call Hancock out, but they called an infield fly roll and bring Hancock back to first base. Fastball taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. But the ball is hit to the point where it's going to be a tough play for the shortstop Hanks to make. He goes out to make the catch, but drops it. The 1-0 count. Flare down the left field line. That's going out of play as well. 1-1 count coming to him now. If a foul ball or a home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Now ready with the 1-1 is Caden Owens. He delivers. Curveball misses outside. It'll be a 2-1 count to him now. Vizcaino's reached base 4 times tonight. 3 singles and a walk the last time. He's also scored 3 runs tonight. 3 of those 11 the Miners have. Been a big contributor to this offense. So he grounds this one to the left side. Diving forward is Hanks. He throws across the infield and safe at first. Hit number 4 of the evening. And Vance Vizcaino is dialed in tonight, and I can't say that enough. 5 times he's reached base tonight. 3 runs he's scored. Just an unheard of night at the plate. Miners have 11 runs on 16 hits now. Just an offensive output that is really undescribable. Caden Owens comes set, delivers the first pitch in there for a called strike to Tanner Nishioka. Nishioka got in the action as well with a 2 RBI single down the left field line in his pinch hit appearance back in the 7th inning. Stays in as the DH now. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive hitting the right center field gap. It's got Wilkes on his horse. Going back to the wall. That's going all the way to the wall. 1 run will come around to score. Rounding third and scoring comes Vizcaino. Rounding second and heading into third. Standing up is Tanner Nishioka. How about his performance tonight? Driven in 4 runs, a triple, and a single in his 2 plate appearances tonight. Maybe making a case for him to start starting every night. Off the bench tonight, what a job he's done. The Miners lead it 13-2.
That ball just tattooed to right center field. Just kept going out there, and this output, if anyone had any concerns about this team's hitting out there, well, they're going to be silenced tonight because this team is absolutely destroying the baseball tonight.
First pitch to Hall taken away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, but what a performance. 13 runs on 17 hits tonight.
We knew they had it in them, Kyle. It took them, I think, a little while to adjust to ABL play at the start of this season, and that's very normal for a lot of teams. But this team tonight finally is starting to hit their stride at a time when they really need to, too.
2-0 pitch, a curveball, and at the end, on the knees there, make that 2 balls, 1 strike. But they are hitting their strides. They're proving that they can hit the ball very, very well tonight. Evens a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 men out here and a runner on third on Nishioka. But we've seen a lot of pitchers' duels of recent, but tonight the offense saying, why can't we be in the action too and put up 13 runs on 17 hits? Here's a pitch. Chopped right up back at the middle. Charging is Bass will fire across the infield, and out at first base is Chris Hall. But the Miners score for their 3rd consecutive inning. They score multiple runs again as well. They score 2 runs. They lead at 13-2 as we head to the 9th inning. It'll be the last roundup time for the Chinooks. This is the Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Will Bass will lead off the top of the ninth inning here at Herman Brothers Field. And they trail at 13-2, so it'll take a big rally for them to be able to equalize this one against Valenzuela. First pitch from Valenzuela in there for a called strike, and an 0-1 count now to Bass. Wind in the 0-1 from Valenzuela is a slider that gets the outside edge again. It's an 0-2 count coming. Now the 0-2 pitch. Misses low on a fastball this time, a 1-2 count coming to Bass. Will Bass tonight is officially 0 for 3 in the day. He has reached base once on a fielder's choice. Here's a pitch. Curveball misses low there. It'll be a 2-2 count coming. Here's a 2-2. Fastball just misses low. And we'll go 3-2 count now. As Valenzuela winds and delivers a 3-2. Hit well to deep right. Paskowitz racing toward the line. Will he make the catch? He will, standing up and slowing down in foul ground. What wheels he has out in right field. Had to come a long way to get to that one. But pulls up there and makes the catch out in right field by the Miners bullpen for out number 1.
Very long run for Paskowitz there, but showing his athleticism. Tracked the ball the whole way. For not playing much outfield before coming up to play for the Miners. He sure has a feel for it out there, doesn't he, Kyle?
He sure does. Now that'll bring up David Morton, who has been 0 for 3 officially at the plate as well, but he takes a first pitch strike. Curveball on the outside edge, an 0-2 count again, and Valenzuela making quick work of these Chinooks hitters tonight. 752 fans make it out tonight for City of Palmer night. Line drive and eaten up alive like a Venus flytrap right there by Valenzuela. He throws his glove at it and slaps it back into his stomach there. Very funny play there as he makes the catch but kind of flicks his wrist as well as he does it. So 2 men out here. The Chinooks are down to their final out. Here's a pitch. Fastball upstairs to Hunter Hanks. Hanks 0 for 3 on the day as well. Chinooks have 2 runs, 4 hits, and 7 errors tonight. Here's a pitch. Popped up on the infield. This should be playable. We'll see who will take charge. It'll be Schleppenbach catching it right behind the mound. The Miners win it tonight. They win it 13-2. 13 runs on 17 hits for them tonight. They bring out the bats after being shut out last night. They respond very well, getting the victory and extend their lead in the division by another game. They lead it by 2.5 over the Chinooks now.
Yeah, very impressive game today for the Miners. Can't say enough about their offense. The chat with Ben Taylor and his staff about trying to figure out the offense of this team, and by golly, they figured it out. That batting practice session, and there were a lot of guys that came out early and were hitting early today, really showing their dedication to this team and how hard their work ethic is. They came out and they responded, and that's the true character of this team right there. What we saw tonight after a really tough loss, 2-0 yesterday, they really get it done today.
And that's going to take us to our Napa Auto Parts post-game show. We'll have skipper Ben Taylor when we come back, and also a player of the game. There could be a many of them tonight with 13 runs on 17 hits, but we'll have one for you. Stay tuned as we have that for you in just a moment. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball. We're still waiting on the skipper, Ben Taylor, and a player of the game to make it on their way up here. So before that, we're going to go ahead and give you the scoreboard around the ABL. Starting, obviously, the Miners won at 13-2 tonight, and they also are able to, other games in ABL action, 3-2, the Oilers won it over the Gold Painters in Game 1, a 7-inning final in that one, an hour and 53 minutes to take that one. Also, 8-0 Oilers. They lead it in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Panthers bat to try to score in the last one. The Oilers attempting to sweep the doubleheader in that one. And the Pilots won at 3-2 over the Bucks tonight. And that's all the action in the ABL tonight. We'll have the skipper, Ben Taylor, and a player of the game in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in. This is a Matsu Miners Baseball and Napa Auto Parts post-game show on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show with skipper Ben Taylor after the Miners take this one 13-2. Last night's shutout, but what a way to respond tonight. They went 13-2 tonight, getting 17 hits. You changed your lineup up a little bit tonight, and how'd that work for you, think?
Is that Simons dragging the infield? That's awesome.
I believe it is.
Yeah, it worked out good. I mean, yeah, it worked out good. We didn't get shut out tonight. It was awesome. It was a really good night for the Miners.
Caruso, you move him to the 4th slot, has 2 hits and drives in 2 more runs. Talk about his contribution, moving him to that spot. You want to bring him there to bring in some more runs later on. He did just that tonight.
Yeah, and he's an on-base percentage guy, a high-contact guy as well. So it kind of plays out well for him there. A little protection, too, for Diorio. And just trying to move some guys around, spark the offense a little bit. And I told these guys before the game, I was like, look, the way we're trending, if you don't want me to put the bunt sign on and you don't want to bunt in the first inning, you need to start hitting. So, they hit pretty well tonight.
And obviously a 4-run first inning that really spotted a big lead for Kyle Simons, but he pitched very effectively beyond that. Pitched in the 6th inning and just allowed that 2 runs there. Talk about his pitching performance tonight and how important that was to keep them right where it was. And big lead for him, but able to keep the game where it was the entire night.
Yeah, he's steady as she goes. He's 89-92. Didn't throw a ball over the knees. Really pounded the zone and did a good job. And Kyle's Kyle. He's super dependable, and we're lucky to have him.
Last night, struck out. Had a real tough night at the plate, striking out 9 times against.
Let's talk about how awesome tonight was for guys like Nishioka. Comes off the bench. He hadn't played in about a month. He goes 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, and Hall does good at bat, and let's talk about that. I mean, I think that's pretty special. I mean, Nishioka has done a really good job for us, and some guys moved in and kind of took some at bats away from him, and he's a real class act and a real professional, and it was cool to see how he bounced back for us tonight.
And for a guy off the bench, now hitting 400 off the bench tonight.
Yeah.
It's a good guy to have the bench tonight.
Yeah, I should, I think he's he gets to third base. I'm like, so you're trying to tell me I need to play more? And he's like, yeah, okay.
4 RBIs for him tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Great performance for him off the bench. And everyone in the lineup had reached base at one point in the entire lineups. Probably the first time that's happened all year. How does that feel to have that happen for your team?
Well, these guys, they got a bit of a chip on their shoulder and as great as the pitching's been, obviously, it's kind of, they're like, well, we're here too, and it's the pitching. And don't worry, I know where my bread's buttered, but at the same time, these guys, they want a little love and attention just like everybody else. And so there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I got all the time in the world for that.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Coach. And you're lucky again tomorrow. You take on the Chinooks. You gain another game in the division lead now 2.5 games over the Chinooks and
Nice.
the tiebreaker as well. So congratulations in that sense. You look to get it done again tomorrow.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us tonight. And again, Coach Ben Taylor sitting down with us tonight. In a second, we'll have a play of the game with Kevin Peel. It's the Napa Auto Parts post-game show on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Welcome back into the Napa Auto Parts post-game show. I'm Kevin Peel, joined beside me by Vance Vizcaino. Vance, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Good win tonight and hit the ball well, so can't be better than that, you know?
Yeah, you guys really, really killed it tonight. 13 runs, 17 hits. You yourself had 4 hits and also reached on a walk. What can you say about your team's performance tonight? Because you really responded.
I think our team just did exactly what Skip asked us to do today. He told us to make sure that our pitchers have been doing a great job so far, and it's time for us to start swinging the bats to get behind them and make sure that they don't have to do too much work.
And today we saw a lot of guys out here getting early work. You, one of them, and that really had to help you guys. And I think it shows, too, the character of this team, willing to bounce back right away and put in the extra work to try and make sure you're ready for games.
Yep. Nobody likes to lose, and the best thing to do after a loss is to get back out there and see what you could have done better and get to work on it as soon as possible. You know, you don't want to be working on things during VP. You want to just relax and get yourself game ready. So it's good to get out for early work and get the work in and get ready for game time, you know?
And, of course, you had also a good start from your starter, Kyle Simons, who was kind of lost in the mix, only gave up 2 runs, worked 6 good innings of work. Talk about what you saw out of him today.
Kyle did a great job. I felt like he was going really well for the first 3 innings. He was keeping the ball down, and he wasn't afraid to challenge guys in, and these guys were they were swinging over top of pitches. He was making really good pitches to get guys out.
And so did that loss last night kind of give you guys an extra motivation to come out here and really swing the bat well?
I felt so. When we didn't have many hits last night. We weren't hitting the ball hard when we were getting hits, and we know we're a better team than that. And our pitchers have been doing a phenomenal job, and we know that when the bats wake up that we're going to be a really good team because we're going to have the pitching that we've seen, and we're going to be able to swing the bat and get behind our pitchers and get the job done.
Now 11-4 in ABL play. You guys play the Chinooks again tomorrow night at 7 p.m., this time in Chugiak. Yep. Any final thoughts on that, Vance?
Just ready to go, ready to get the bats going again, you know.
There you go, Vance. Thank you very much. Our player of the game tonight,
No
Vance
problem.
Vizcaino, joining me on the Napa Auto Parts postgame show. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Coming back one final time with you here at Herman Brothers Field as the Miners get their biggest offensive output of the season, biggest win margin of the season, winning 13-2 tonight on 17 hits. I'm Kevin Peel, alongside my partner Kyle Howard. And Kyle, as we were talking about in the game, if there are any questions about the way this team hits the ball, I think they silenced them tonight, because they came out and whenever they had to respond, and this was the time they needed to respond, and they came out, they put in the early work today. A lot of them did, and they responded.
That they did. All 9 starters actually reached base at one point in this game, so it just tells you how good they were and how disciplined they were at the plate tonight. And really just, I guess you said, they really silenced all critics tonight at the plate of what they can do offensively. You talk about how all year about how great their pitching's been, but tonight the pitching obviously was still good, but you also saw the offense responding to that also while putting up 13 runs, which is 5 more than they've scored all season long in any other game, also against the Chinooks as well. But really, you saw an offensive display tonight that I think, I won't say we haven't seen yet. We've seen signs of it, but they're actually tonight, the runs were coming across the score. You've seen all season long, you've seen guys on base, but certainly they haven't been able to come around the score in most cases. But tonight, they did for the most part, and even in some cases, the bases were left loaded already with runs across the board in the inning. So they did so well offensively that they were able to strain the bases loaded and still score 13 runs. So very encouraging that offensively in that sense.
Miners now 7-1 and 5-1 against the Chinooks this season, and this is a loss really when you look at it for the Chinooks, a big setback. When you look at their last 3 games combined, they've given up 26 runs, and all 26 of those runs in 2 games. They had 7 more errors tonight, and this was really a Miners team that came out and stuck it to them and put them in really bad spots today. And it just goes to show you that after a really frustrating loss, this Miners team just seems to have the answer for everything.
That they do. It's been quite a night for as far as the Miners go, but they've really been able to put the ball and play tonight pretty well, and able to be encouraged tonight with the win and go into Chugiak tomorrow knowing that they're in pretty good shape. And again, as you say, the setback for the Chinooks, it's unfortunate for them because they battled back last night. They had a 2-0 win over the Miners, shutting out the Miners for the first time of the year. They come out here thinking, let's go do that again tonight. And then the Miners really do. They respond with the best offensive output they put all year. So, again, a big setback. They lose a game in the standings to the Chinooks. There's now a 2.5 lead the Miners have, which realistically, though, if the Miners won the season series, it wouldn't matter anyway. But the Miners are putting themselves in a good position to do that now. They've still only lost the Chinooks 1 time. So, mathematically, if they win the next 2 nights and then they win 1 more time against the Chinooks, they would win the season series over the Chinooks. So really a tough loss for the Chinooks. They're going to have to bounce back and win quickly. They'll have to beat the Miners probably the next 2 nights to keep pace with them. But we'll have to see how that shakes out again tomorrow. It'll be another tough matchup for this team, though. Like with baseball, you move on to the next day. You score 13 runs one night, and you go back to 0-0 the next day. So they'll have to go out there and play again tomorrow. As we saw yesterday, the Miners drop a 2-0 game, and they bounce back with 13 runs the next. So baseball's a day-to-day thing. You just got to take it as it comes, and another good matchup tomorrow on our hands.
And one thing that I think is the most important takeaway from this game is that the meeting with the skipper, Ben Taylor, and his players saying that, guys, we need to come out and we need to give more support for our pitching staff, which has pitched so well. And kind of lost in that fold, as I talked to Vance about it, was the Kyle Simons performance tonight. He pitched 6 great innings, gave up only 2 runs, I believe 3 hits on the night. And so he had another tremendous performance to keep that going. It was just the bats were going and supporting him tonight.
Yeah, they were going and supporting him very well. And I think we should not ever end our broadcast without mentioning Tanner Nishioka's performance off the bench tonight. A pinch hitter late in the game and drove in 2 runs with a single down the left field line, so up to the plate again, and hit a 2-run triple down into right field over the right fielder's head, and Braxton Wilkes chasing that one down. But you really can't go without speaking what he adds to this team's value, coming in 357 hitter into the day, now up to 400 after tonight off the bench. And just to have a 400 hitter off the bench is outstanding. And I'm sure Ben Taylor said in his postgame interview when he's at third base, "You're telling me I should play you more now." So there's a little bit of a conflict going on there. I'm sure a happy conflict, though. A good guy, Tanner, good guy all around. So maybe some more playing time in the future for him, though, if he continues to swing the bat that way.
And so, Kyle, the Miners travel to Chugiak tomorrow, looking to go 8-1 overall in the season and 6-1 in ABL play against the Chinooks. Any final thoughts from here?
An encouraging performance. I think that's to say the least there. They win 13-2 tonight. They get the 13 runs with 17 hits, which is by far and above what they've done all season long. They did have an 18-hit performance earlier in the year, but they didn't score that many runs in that night. But 17 hits tonight, they get it done, and I think it's good to know that they can hit the ball very well and pitch tomorrow. I expect the same thing tomorrow, and we'll see if they can carry over the offensive success. I expect the pitching to be back in shape, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
And so the Matsu Miners win it today here at Herman Brothers Field on City of Palmer Day by a final score of 13-2. Tomorrow night's game will be at 7 p.m. in Chugiak with a 6:45 Napa Auto Parts pregame show. Kyle and I will be live from Chugiak to bring that to you. But until then, Miners go home happy today in the Valley with their win 13-2. Until then, have a great night.